Let's see here. All right, we're gonna give her a go here. Let's give her a go. Make sure that everything's working properly. Got to do these things. I gussied up a little bit. I put on a nice shirt. I put on a nice hat. You know, you know. Just make sure everything's up and running. I apologize if I blow everybody's ears out here, real quick, if it backfires. Oh dear God. All right, this is how we're gonna do it. All right, sound check's done. We're rolling, baby. It's the Oscars. It's the mother flipping Oscars. This train. You're gonna get a lot of side profile tonight. Gonna be a lot of this because my TV's over there. Uh, I gotta say right now, this pre-show that's going on, Lil Rel Howery is one of the hosts. Let this man host more stuff. He's so charming. He's so good with the people. We're about to get into the last original song for the night. I'm I haven't like heard any of these songs until tonight. Usually I'm like all caught up on things, but there's a lot of movies I haven't seen this year. I haven't listened to any of the music, so I'm catching up. Catching up. All right. Anybody else watching the Oscars tonight? Chime in, please. I'd love to hear what everybody thinks. Right now, I gotta say, I think this is the last. This is the last original song performance before the show starts, and of all of them that I've heard, I really like the one for Trial of the Chicago Seven. I think I think that one deserves to win. It was a beautiful song. It'll be an interesting one tonight. I'll be curious to see who wins, who walks away with some stuff. Like I said, I didn't see everything, so but we're gonna be here for a while. That's for sure. Oscars usually take a nice hot little minute. Yeah, I dig this, but my my money's on Trial of the Chicago Seven for best song. I want to hear predictions. Throw out predictions down in the comments for those of you watching. Oh, So super impromptu. So hope everybody has their drinks, has their snacks, has their party favors, if you will. I, I'm really digging the vibe of this Oscars though so far. I kind of like this kind of reinvented Oscars we got going on here right now. I'm digging it. Oh, you think so? I don't know. She's in lead, right? Glenn Close. Because my pick is Andra Day. I think the best actress category I've seen the most out of, which was the total flip last year. That was the one category I saw the least out of. But Andra Day has my pick. I thought she was brilliant. But a lot of people are ready for Glenn Close to get hers. One I did not notice. I don't know how it like slipped under the radar because Shep and I chose Andrew Day on a ballot. Well, yeah, there's always like who you want to win and who you're like, well, I want to win this contest, so I gotta be particular about how I fill this in. I forget they don't have a host again this year too. But for real though, let Lil Rel Howery just host everything. He's just been it's such a charming host. I've loved all of his interactions. It's about that time. We're gonna here we go. The 93rd Oscars. I managed to get Nomadland in today. I watched at least two nominees today. I watched Two Distant Strangers, which is nominated for Best Live Action Short Film, and Nomadland, which is probably going to win all sorts of things tonight. Champagne and ganja ready? Good. I got my ganja ready. I don't got no champagne. I'm not much of a drinker. Been guzzling down Propel. I'm a sucker for the waters. Oh, there's that Disney money moving. I've actually not watched any trailers for this movie, Cruella. I've like I have, but I haven't like paid attention to it. But I know it's something I'm gonna go watch. So like, part of me is like kind of excited that I'm just gonna show up at the movie theater and just kind of see what I get with Cruella, rather than looking too far into it. I suppose you really never know what you're gonna get with the live action Disney's. I was in support of them for a while, but once they fucked up Lion King, I was like, bro, I can't, I can't defend you anymore. That was literally like, you should have knocked this out of the park, and it just fell flat on its face, in my opinion. It was gorgeous. It was a visual, achievement, no doubt, but just so flat compared to the. I feel like they keep sucking the souls out of the animated ones by taking the musical elements out of it. That's especially how I felt about Mulan, who was also a nominee tonight. And that's what I was saying earlier, is a movie that slipped under my radar that I had no idea was an Oscar nominee. It was a movie that Shep and I reviewed back in like February, maybe. Love and Monsters, starring Dylan O'Brien. And I was going through the nominee list today, and I saw that. that was on there. I was like, what the fuck did this movie get nominated for? It's nominated for Best Visual Effects. I was like, you know what? Good for you. Good for you. You got Chase and Shep's seal of approval. So I'm kind of. I'd like to see that movie win over Mulan just because I enjoyed it more than Mulan. One of my favorite things at the Oscars is always the opening. Uh, Whenever they do their little mashup of the intros and stuff. Yeah, they got a lot of potential. There were some that I really enjoyed, but taking the musical elements out, I don't know. It just never made much sense to me. I get that they're trying to make it like more realistic, but I don't know. When like Cinderella's your most enjoyable of the bunch, like I don't know, man. I don't know. Like Jungle Book was dope in IMAX. I tried to go back and rewatch it, and it just didn't happen. I was just like, this is nice to get stoned and watch live action Jungle Book, but there's got to be more to it than that. Finally getting around to Nomadland today, though. Like, I'm already a Marvel head, so I was already excited for Eternals. Uh, but I am so curious. I am so excited to see what Chloe Zhao does with the Eternals because this was the first movie of hers that I had watched, and I really dug her style. And I was trying to think of how that might look in a Marvel movie. Uh, And at first, I was kind of like, oh, I don't know how this would work. But honestly, everything they've done for Phase 4 so far, especially after Falcon and Winter Soldier, like, I feel it. I could definitely see where they're going to roll with a certain type of vibe for these next slew of Marvel productions. I'm here for it. I'm totally here for it. Oh, here we go. Let's do it. Opening. Oh, I like this. This is dope. Yo, I really like this. This is a cool opening. This is brilliant. I think I've watched the Oscars every year since like at least 2008, 2009, and I feel like I've never seen anything like this before. I already said with the pre-show, the way they've been doing things so far, it felt so different. So if this vibe keeps rolling all night long, I'm loving the direction they're going with new Oscars, new Hollywood. It's like a blend of intimate and epic, and I dig that. And that's what I dig about movies. So. Oh, interesting. It's like they're shooting the whole thing in like this widescreen format, like it's a movie. I dig that. Mhm.
Okay? But tonight, we are here to celebrate. This was indeed a hard year for everyone, but our love of movies helped to get us through. It made us feel less isolated and connected us when we were apart. Now, like all of you here, I've loved movies for as long as I can remember. And tonight, I'm here not only as a presenter, but my film directorial debut, One Night in Miami, is also.
I'm like one of those people that gets super emotional when he's stoned too, and like movies get me, man. So we might all have a cry tonight. We might all have a cry tonight together. We'll see. Usually the in memoriam, and I almost guarantee, especially when they do Chadwick Boseman, we lost a lot of dope people last year.
Tested, retested, socially distanced, and we are following all of the rigorous protocols that got us back to work safely. So, just like on a movie set, when we're rolling, masks off. And when we're not rolling, masks on. All right? That's how we do it. Okay. Tonight, you are going to meet a creative family of storytellers. You'll hear tales of how they fell in love with movies and how that movie love connects them to the films we are here to honor tonight. Now, movies begin with a screenplay, either an original story or one adapted from previous work. And after so much isolation, we wanted to get to know our nominees. So here are a few things we learned. The writer-director of Judas and the Black Messiah, Shaka King's, that's my cousin. It's not, but in my head, yeah. His first movie job was an extra on a film called 30 Days, directed by Jamal Joseph, a former Black Panther. And for co-writer Will Burton, being the office manager for John Leguizamo's Lower East Side films, stoked the fire in him to tell his stories. And for co-writer Kenny Lucas, watching The City of God in college inspired him to be a filmmaker instead of getting a PhD in philosophy. And his brother Keith Lucas was in law school when he realized his love of film. Lee Isaac Chung, writer of Minari, whose first film job was producing educational films in New York, remembers seeing E.T. for the first time as a child, standing up wide-eyed in the movie theater the entire time. That is so adorable. And Emerald Fennell.
I know. Predictions. What are y'all thinking? Original screenplay. I really don't know. I feel like this is anybody's.
You were 7 months pregnant during a 23-day shoot. Girl, you earned the title of that film. Darius Martyr supported his 10-year journey to making Sound of Metal with a sushi catering business in Vermont. His co-writer brother, Abraham Martyr, was a musician and composer and co-writer. Derek Cianfrance's first job was a friend's get-rich-quick scheme, filming dogs' faces to put on coffee cups called puppy mugs. Derek, let me get one of those mugs.
Wait a minute. Was Derek Cianfrance
Aaron Sorkin.
a part of Sound of Metal?
Trial of the Chicago
And I've been
Seven.
sleeping on Sound of Metal.
He started, yes.
It's one of my favorites.
He started his career in movies by ripping tickets and making the popcorn in his neighborhood theaters. See, you never know. The guy serving the popcorn, he the next Aaron Sorkin. And the Oscar goes to Emerald Fennell.
Hey, nice. I had a feeling that'd be the one. Of the ones I'd seen, I like. I did think that was the most original, I suppose. Especially with that ending. Promising Young Woman was insane.
They said write a speech, but I didn't because I just didn't think this would ever happen. I'm going to be in trouble with Steven Soderbergh. I'm so sorry. Don't cross with me. Oh my God, he's so heavy and he's so cold. So the only speech I ever wrote was when I was 10, and I had a look to see if there'd be anything useful from it, but unfortunately, mostly thanks Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell, who was my very supportive husband. Unfortunately, he hasn't been as much a part of my life as I hoped, and so that speech is not that useful. But all I can say is trying very hard not to cry, which is very difficult as an English person because I don't cry ever. This film was made by the most incredible people in the world. Who made it in 23 days, and brought their complete genius and love and humour to it. And I have so many people to thank. I feel mortified that I'm here by myself when it's not just my job at all. I want to thank Kerry Mulligan for being not only the most talented person in the world, but the kindest and the funniest. I want to thank the producers for standing behind this film always and, never giving up. And Lucky Chap, Focus, Filmation, the cast and the crew, the greatest in the world, the kindest in the world. They just made me look good. And again, I'm just so grateful. Finally, my family, Mum, Dad, Coco, my husband. Um, come on. Our son, who did not arrive until a couple of weeks after shooting, thank God, because I was crossing my legs forward through. So thank you all so much. Stephen, I hope that was all right.
One down.
All of the nominees for Best Adapted Screenplay are phenomenal. Chloe Zhao, born in China and raised in the UK, came to realize that her experience as an outsider to the American dream gave her a unique window into examining it. That niche perspective drew her to
Chloe Zhao is just so adorable. She's just so precious.
nominated for the White Tiger, paid his way to making his own films, working as a truck driver, a bartender, and a telemarketer. Ooh, telemarketing. I may have hung up on you a few times. Kim Powers, his own play, One Night in Miami. He adapted it. Now, there are some fun facts.
I'm gonna say this one's going to Nomadland. If I had to
This
guess.
was his first screenplay. Before Kemp was a playwright, he was a journalist. And one of his favorite films is Animal House, which is where he heard Sam Cooke for the first time. How about that?
Oh man, got a long way to go. Can't be yawning now.
And was inspired to create a character that allows us to understand Alzheimer's through the eyes of those living it. His collaborator, Christopher Hampton, was raised in Cairo, Egypt, and his movie love stems from his father taking him to the movies 3 times a week. God, bet tickets were $13 a piece back then. Okay, here we go. Sacha Baron Cohen, Dan Mazer, Dan Swimer, Erica Rivanoya, Jenna Friedman, Anthony Hines, Lee Kern, Peter Bainham, and Nina Pedrad for Borat's subsequent movie film, Delivery of Prodigious Bride to American Regime to Make Benefit Once Glorious Nation of Kazakhstan.
Multiple Academy Award nominated film Borat 2. Insane.
Christopher Hampton and Florian Zeller.
Oh. I didn't see this movie, but that's interesting.
Thank you so much. It's such a great joy. It's such a great honor, and I share these joys. And
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that one out.
Christopher Hampton. We have worked together for years, and I want to thank him for being such a great writer and such a wonderful friend. And I have to thank everyone involved in The Father and everyone who helped me to make that film, that script becoming a film. My producers, of course, Simon Frank, who first produced the play in London, the great David Parfit, Philip Carcassonne, Jean-Louis Levy, Christophe Spadon, the Sony Classics family, Michael, Tom, Melody, all my team at CAA, Brian, sorry, so many names that I have to mention, Federica, Chris, Andrew, Laurent, Olivier, and Suzanne, thank you for being so supportive. And the crew of The Father, of course, and the wonderful cast, Olivia Williams, Olivia Colman, Rufus Seal, Mark Gatiss, Imogen Poots, and of course, Anthony Hopkins. I wrote the script for him. To me, he's the greatest living actor, and just the idea to work with him was like a dream, and I knew that it was not an easy dream to fulfill because I'm French, as you can hear. It was my first feature film, and he's Anthony Hopkins. But I thought until someone comes and proves that it was not possible, it means that potentially it is. And sometimes we are the one who close the door of what is possible and what is not possible. And for The Father, I really wanted not to close that door and to follow my inspiration, my desire, and my dream. So thank you, Anthony, for having said yes to that script. And thank you for having given everything to that film.
Goes on and on.
Your energy, your...
I'm sure there's going to be plenty of that. There's always those few that get the trumpets,
experience of my life.
get the music turned on them.
My wife, Marine, for supporting me.
I haven't seen this one, The Father. Obviously, I've heard good things about it. It's Academy Award nominated. I think that one's playing at the theaters here in town, though, so I might have to go and check that one out. Ooh, we're going to get into the good stuff after the commercial break. Get a little Best Supporting Actress, it sounds like. Best Supporting Actress. Who's up for Supporting Actresses here? I think that was another category. Yes, that's the category I saw one. I saw one in that category, which was, well, no. Was Viola Davis in Supporting? I gotta look. I gotta look. I gotta fact check some things. No. Okay. Oh, yes. The only supporting actress one I saw was Borat 2. I didn't get a chance to see any of the others. Although I've almost went and seen Minari, like, I don't know, like every day for the past, like, 2 weeks. Like, every day for the past 2 weeks, I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to go see Minari today. I think I'm going to go see Minari today. I've continued to put it off. But I don't know whether it wins or not. I still would like to go and see it. I'm a big A24 fan, so always have been. So, and all this stuff, seeing all this stuff about supporting the movie theaters, bringing the movie theaters back, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. If you can, if you're able, go to the movies. Go to the movies. It's great. I just saw Mortal Kombat at the movies recently. It's a good time. It was a good time. And now it looks like I'm gonna have to go see The Father. Minari is on the list to go see. I'm gonna let y'all in on something. I was not crazy about Nomadland. I was not crazy. I wasn't like this is Best Picture. Like this should win Best Picture. I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. I think it's a beautiful film. I think Chloe Zhao deserves Best Director, no doubt. I just don't know about that film for Best Picture. I think I only saw four of the Best Picture nominees, maybe five. I believe I saw Trial of the Chicago Seven, Promising Young Woman. What was the other one? Judas and the Black Messiah. I caught that one. Just watched Nomadland today. I feel like there's a fifth one. I'm sure we'll figure out as the night goes on. Questlove spinning that shit. You know, it's a good time when they're like, I think we should have Questlove DJ. Who should not have won last year? Laura Dern. Scarlett Johansson should have won last year. But it's whatever. It's the
My
past.
mother took me to see one of her favorite films, Fellini's La Strada. I was a little young to read subtitles, but nonetheless, she's an actor, and she wanted to share with me one of the most extraordinary performances.
I was bummed I didn't get to see any of these this year. I didn't get to see any of the international movies.
Heartbreak, absurdity, and it's not the words, but the language of cinema itself that transformed me forever. I also learned that La Strada was the first film to win the Oscar in this next category. Here are the nominees for Best International Feature Film. From Denmark, Another Round, directed by Thomas Vinterberg.
Especially that movie. I really wanted to see Another Round. I just hadn't made the time for it. I love Mads Mikkelsen. And this director, the two of them did a movie called The Hunt that was like, it was insane. It was such a good movie.
From Hong Kong, Better Days, directed by Derek Guokshan Sang.
I literally heard about this movie like today. Better Days.
Directed by Alexander Nanau. Păi, maica mea mi-a spus că ăștia nu mai sunt oameni. Noi nu mai suntem oameni. E ne învârtim la jurul banului. From Tunisia, The Man Who Sold His Skin, directed by Captain Benhamia. From Bosnia and Herzegovina, Corvallis Aida, directed by Jasmila Zivanic. Did you not hear what they said? Stop the car. We're on the left. We're on the left. And the Oscar goes to Another Round, Denmark.
So now I definitely got to see it. It was already high on my list. There's quite a few of those that I'd like to check out, though. I noticed that Hulu has just about all of them.
Thank you very much. Thanks to the Academy for voting on this film. This is beyond anything I could ever imagine. Except this is something I've always imagined. Preparing speeches in train stations, at school, in the toilet, this is a film about letting go of control in life, and as I lost control in my own. And I want to thank my wife, Helene, sits over here, for being the angel of this project, for guiding me through this very difficult period. I want to thank my children, my family, Nana, Ida, Albert, Lily, my screenwriter, Tobias Lindholm, who's my guardian angel in both living and writing. I'm sending you my praises. It's a lot of people to thank, but I'll get there. I'm sending my praises
Like
to
to be taking their sweet
Caspar,
time. But can you blame him?
Peter,
Wouldn't you?
Peter, Cornum, all of you. You had so much heart, so much strength at the same time. The crew
He was definitely one of those dudes that, like,
to rescue.
I always thought deserved an Oscar because of his previous work. I thought The Hunt was brilliant. It is like a bone-chilling movie. It really, like, I only ever saw it the one time, and that was like probably almost 10 years ago at this point. And it sticks with you. Like, it is just,
For showing the bravery of investing in a movie that is about four depraved, white, drunk men, basically, who teaches children to drink as well. I mean, pretty uphills, in my perspective. Those four white men being Magnus Milan, Lars Rande, Thomas Polarsen, my old friend, the whole cast, you were brilliant. Susan, Maria, all of you took out your hearts for this, and were brilliant. I want to send a special thank, of course, to Mads Mikkelsen. Wait, Mads Mikkelsen. Yeah, give him a hand.
Mads Mikkelsen will get his Oscar one of these days. One of these days he'll get his.
Or for my daughter as well. And I'll never forget. Okay, so we wanted to make a film that celebrates life. And 4 days into shooting, the impossible happened. An accident on a highway took my daughter away.
Oh shit.
Someone put it into a cell phone. And we miss her. I love her. And sorry. 2 months before we shot this movie, and 2 months before she died, she was in Africa. She sent me a letter, and she just read the script, and she was glowing with excitement. She loved this, and she felt seen by this, and she was supposed to be in this. And if anyone dares to believe that she's here with us somehow, you'll be able to see her clapping and cheering with us. We ended up making this movie for her as her monument. So, Ida, this is a miracle that just happened. And you're a part of this miracle. Maybe you've been pulling some strings somewhere, I don't know, but this one is for you. Thank you very much.
That was beautiful. I did not know that. I did not know that stuff about his daughter dying during the production of that movie. That's so sad. Laura Dern, like, shit. All right. Move on past that. That's funny.
For Best Supporting Actor. Each of these 5 artists contributed to the larger
Oh, yeah.
cultural
All
conversation.
right. Now Daniel Kaluuya's got to win his Oscar here.
For themes of equity and social justice in their own unique and extraordinary ways. Lakeith Stanfield, Judas and the Black Messiah.
I'm just so happy Lakeith Stanfield's nominated for an Oscar already. That was another guy that, like, as soon as I saw him in something, I'm like, he's going to get nominated one of these days.
Of what it is when citizens are betrayed by their own country, and while grappling with morality, they must fight to survive. Daniel Kaluuya, Judas and the Black Messiah. I just want to say thank you, because with your extraordinary commitment and your endless research, you did, in fact, beautifully get within the man. And I have been listening to you speak of your inspiration in Denzel Washington's performance in Malcolm X. And you
Yes,
said
it most
how
certainly
great
was. It
job
was
of
heartbreaking.
illustration you gave us with not only the role, but the words you shared and the reminder that you can't murder freedom. Thank you. To Leslie Odom Jr., One Night in Miami.
It's another one I didn't catch. I didn't catch One Night in Miami either.
Leslie, the gorgeous weight of responsibility that you carried in these discussions in and around advancing social justice. It captured our hearts forever, as did your chilling gift of bringing Sam Cooke back to us. Thank you. To Paul Racy, Sound of Metal.
It's one I'm excited to watch. There's so many of these I'm excited to get to after the fact.
Growing up in a hearing person with deaf parents, I know you made such a tireless commitment to expand the narrowed perspective of deaf characters in film, and with this brilliant performance, you gave us the opportunity to truly understand what inclusivity means, and we are so lucky. Thank you.
Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be?
Sacha Baron Cohen, The Trial of the Chicago Seven. Sasha,
This fucking guy.
with your perfect portrayal of the yippie iconoclast Abby Hoffman, you also imbued your own extraordinary activist instincts. I was stunned, I don't know if anybody else was, that you'd be attracted to playing such a disruptor, so unlike you to rock the boat. But that's why
Oh,
they call it acting.
it was a joke. I get it.
These are the nominees for Best Actor in Supporting Role.
I think it's gonna go to Daniel Kaluuya. Daniel Kaluuya. There you go. There you go. Which guy? Sasha Baron Cohen. Just the way he was being good. Daniel Kaluuya, fucking, he deserved this. He was great.
Man, thank you, God. Thank you, God. I can't be here without your guidance and your protection. Thank you, my mom. Thank you so much for pouring into me. You gave me everything.
Oh.
You gave me your factory settings. So I can stand at my fullest height. Love to my sister, love to my niece, my friends, my family, everyone I love from London town to Kampala. I'd like to thank my team, incredible support. Bro, it's us. Yo, man, it's good. Come on, bro. Ryan, Zinzi, Seb, Proximity, everyone at Proximity, Charles King, everyone at Macro, Bron, Participant, Nigel, everyone at Warner Brothers. Thank you so much for everything you poured into this. Everything you poured into this. It's so hard to make a film. And make a film about a man like this. And they made it possible. They made it happen. I share this honor with the gift that is Lakeith Stanfield. The light that is, yeah. The light that is Dominique Fishback. The incredible cast, the incredible crew. You know what I mean? Lucas Brothers for starting the journey. Will Burson. See, you know, it's so incredible to look around you, and just go, you're inspired by not only what they do, but who they are. So that's amazing. Chairman Fred Jr. and Mama Kua, thank you so much for allowing us into your life and into your story. Thank you for trusting us, you know, with your truth. I appreciate you deeply, and it's an honor to partner up and stand side by side with you. And to Chairman Fred Hampton, bro, man, what a man. What a man. How blessed we are that we lived in a lifetime where he existed. Do you understand? You know what I mean? Like, thank you for your life. He was on this earth for 21 years. 21 years, and he found a way to feed kids, breakfast, educate kids, give free medical care against all the odds. He showed me, he taught me. Him, UP Newton, Bobby Seale, the Black Panther Party, they showed me how to love myself. And with that love, they overflowed it to the black community and then to other communities. And they showed us that the power of unity, that when they play divide and conquer, we say unite and ascend. Thank you so much for showing me myself. And yeah, man, there's so much work to do, guys, and that's on everyone in this room. This ain't no single man job. That's some real. And I look to everyone, every single one of you. You got work to do. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna get back to work Tuesday morning because tonight I'm going up. We're going up. You know what I mean? We're enjoying ourselves. We've got to celebrate. We've got to celebrate life, man. We're breathing. We're walking. It's incredible. It's incredible. Like it's incredible. My mum met my dad. They had sex. It's amazing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm here. You know what I mean? So I'm so happy to be alive. So I'm gonna celebrate that tonight. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate every single person in the room. Appreciate everyone watching at home.
That's so funny.
Love. Peace. Love. And go again.
Oh man. Well, that'll be all over the internet here in the next 15 seconds. Oh, I'm like, what's this? But I suppose this is a Oscar-nominated film or song. Oh, they about to drop a trailer on us? Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I figured. I don't think they dropped a trailer for this yet. Confession. I have not seen West Side Story. And yes, that was a terrific speech. I really enjoyed that. Yeah. Well, I've never seen West Side Story. Yeah. Looks like it could be good.
I feel bad for kicking your seat on purpose. I'm sorry for mansplaining. That's when a man.
You know what it is. I should have just told you it's a boy. I wish you didn't have to hear all that. Sorry I called you Karen. That's my name. Sorry your name is Karen. I promise I will not eat any more of your friends. Really?
Kim, I had it one more time.
It's dark. Oh, American Idol. Still hanging in there. Still hanging in there. American Idol refuses to go.
The Oscars will continue in a moment here on ABC.
I'm happy with that. I don't know, man. I've just really enjoyed, I don't know, the changes we've seen in Hollywood, and I think this year's Oscars is definitely showing some of that progression. Still a long way to go. Still a lot of work to do, but I think this year's Oscars has shown that, slowly but surely we're getting there, people. Just the whole vibe, the shooting the show like it's a movie was a genius call. Like, why has nobody ever thought of this before? And if they have, I guess I'm just not aware of it. But and everything feels so casual too. Like earlier when, like I said, when Lil Rel was hosting the pre-show, like everybody he talked to, him and the Lucas brothers, him and Daniel Kaluuya. I mean, these are people who are just like friends. Absolutely, Chadwick's got to walk away with it. I mean, it's got to be Chadwick. Yeah, it just feels so intimate. Just it all feels so casual, and it feels so inclusive. And there's and not just in a racial kind of way, but I feel like just like a little bit, the movies are starting to kind of like, like I don't know. There are a few surprises that are thrown in the mix this year that I'm like, really, a movie like that got nominated? And I don't know. I can only hope that the Oscars diversifies a little bit more because there's a lot of genres that they look over that are super deserving of awards, and they just don't. They get looked over. You know, Don Cheadle, like a war machine.
Okay, here's the thing. All actors know this. You can be primed to get the performance of your life, but if you show up and your hair looks wrong, all anybody will be looking at is your hair. And if you show up and your costume is wrong, all anybody will be looking at is your costume. Before you've even spoken a line, you're done. For Best Makeup and Hairstyling, 5 different teams of 3 are nominated. These artists shared their various paths to tonight. One began by doing makeup on himself. Another got started by showing up on a set at 3 a.m. to hold hairpins. Others by working for free on small independent films. Here are the nominees for makeup and hairstyling. Emma, Maurice Langen, Laura Allen, Claudia Stolze. Phil Billy Ellinger, Aaron Kruger, Matthew Mungle, and Patricia DeHaney. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Sergio Lopez Rivera, Mia Neal, and Jamaica Wilson. Mank, Gigi Williams, Kimberly Spiteri, and Colleen LeBac. Pinocchio, Mark Coulier, Delia Cooley, and Francesco Pegoretti.
Don Cheadle.
Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
I can see that. That was my pick. This is music. Questlove is just vibing, bro.
I was raised by my grandfather, James Holland. He was an original Tuskegee Airman. He represented the U.S. in the first Pan Am Games. He went to Argentina. He met pizza. He graduated from Northwestern University at a time that they did not allow blacks to stay on campus. So he stayed at the YMCA. And after all of his accomplishments, he went back to his hometown in hopes of becoming a teacher. But they did not hire blacks in the school system. So I want to say thank you to our ancestors who put the work in, were denied, but never gave up. And I also stand here as Jamaica and I break this glass ceiling with so much excitement for the future. Because I can picture black trans women standing up here and Asian sisters
and our Latina sisters and indigenous women. And I know that one day it won't be unusual or groundbreaking. It will just be normal. Thank you to the Academy, to
That's
Nat
what's up.
Rice, to Denzel Washington, to George C. Wolfe, to Anne Roth, to Miss Viola Davis, to Matiki Anoff, to Angie Resnick, to the spirit of Ma Rainey. Thank you.
Up next, costumes.
Anthony Hopkins, who's done pretty damn well for himself, especially this year. Said the minute I put on the wardrobe, the character just unfolds. Ms. Alexander Byrne had the challenge of designing costumes for a film set in the early 19th century. To meet that challenge, she looked at everything paintings, journals, and even in museums. To prepare for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, costume designer Anne Roth reads the
I
script.
feel like that woman got so serious all of a sudden. She's like, oh,
When she goes to bed, where are those clothes? Do they fall on the floor? Does she hang them up? From there, Anne builds the costumes which define the character. For Mank, Trish Somerville used Sears and Roebuck catalogs, Charlie Chaplin movies, and still photographs from the 20s, 30s, and 40s to create an authentic look of real people from movie history. Ina Dagler spent 3 weeks in China researching costumes for Mulan. She said her goal was to enable the audience to grasp something essential about the character. And in the case of Mulan herself, she used color and costume to convey an uplifting and positive message. Pinocchio's costume designer, Massimo Cantini Parini, also is a strong believer that color helps create the character. And because red is the color that expresses powerful emotions like anger, passion, love, and lying, Pinocchio became the only character in the movie wearing red. And the Oscar goes to
yeah, I don't know on this one.
Anne Roth, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. The Academy congratulates Anne Roth and accepts the Oscar on her behalf. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure Ma Rainey will be walking away with at least one more tonight. One more tonight. Chadwick has got to come and get his. Yeah, the in memoriam is not going to be easy later. That's going to be rough. Especially they're going to dive straight into the heart too, because they know the superhero stuff really gets to me. So they're going to show the Black Panther clips. You know they're going to. What are you guys thinking so far? How you feeling? How you feeling about the Oscars? I'm digging it. I'm liking these changes. Still not the most well-oiled machine on earth, but it's live TV. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Since Shep and I go live all the time, we get it. We understand. I wonder if the ceremony is going to be any shorter this year, since they took out the songs and did all those earlier.
So is this why you never texted back? I would have understood. Oh, it's perfect. We made it. She made it. Group project. She made it.
Yeah, as soon as they showed the Academy Museum at the top of the show, uh, I was like, "Oh, well, here we go. That's going to become an iconic movie location, I'm sure. I'm sure all sorts of productions are going to start using the Academy Museum, like the stairs terrace thing that like looks out over the city. I'm sure we're gonna start seeing it in like tons of movies. I'm not opposed to that. I'm not opposed to that, but especially seeing like a lot of the musical performances having been filmed there, I think that kind of confirms for me that that's definitely what they have in mind. Definitely what they have in mind. I'm sure we'll see plenty of stuff start taking place there. I would love to go. I'd be like a little kid in a candy store to be at the to go to the Academy Museum. The goal is to make it to the 100th Oscars. We're gonna chase some Shep and Phil. Can't forget Philly. All of us. Rio, the boys, all of us. We're going up. John, we going to the 100th Oscars. Isn't it?
But the times have called for a pause while we grapple with all the changes around us. And times are always changing, of course, but it's fascinating how often they repeat themselves. Let me set this scene. It's a raging tail end of the pandemic. Many millions of lives are lost. Many millions more permanently dislocated and changed forever. People wonder, how will we move forward? The year is 1921. After the worst pandemic in history, actors Mary Pickford and Jean Herschel took action, raising money for the Motion Picture and Television Fund, a foundation that would provide a remarkable range of health services and aid to anyone who worked in the film or television industry. 100 years later, we find ourselves in another global pandemic. This time, the MPTF knew how to answer the call because they had been doing it for decades. In 1942, the Motion Picture and Television Fund broke ground on what would become the Wasserman campus in Woodland Hills. From actors to makeup artists, from electricians to carpenters, from painters to teamsters, the Motion Picture and Television Fund was created to help those who, for whatever reason, fell on hard times. The film lab chemist who developed Alzheimer's found a home at the MPTF. A gay hair and makeup artist whose death left his life partner unable to receive his pension because their 40-year union was not recognized as a marriage. The MPTF was there to help.
Being a single mother in this industry is hard, but having my son lose his father made it a lot harder. But Naomi and MPTF were there for us. My family and I will always remember the grace with which my husband Travis died, and the Motion Picture Television Fund that allowed him to define the terms of how that happened.
I have a special connection to the MPTF. When my mother, Peggy, a former actress, was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, the MPTF offered her a caring and loving home for her final years, as well as her last sweet romance. Today, over 250 residents call the Wasserman campus their home, their ages ranging from over 60 to nearly 100. These glorious people hold the history of film and television in their stories and experiences. Keeping these residents safe during COVID, seeing to their health needs, keeping them socially distant and socially connected was an overwhelming challenge. But the MPTF staff and volunteers never left their side, often sacrificing time with their own families to take care of the residents. Quite simply, they are our heroes, working beyond the call of duty. It's the 100th anniversary of the MPTF, and we have with us 70 of those vaccinated healthcare and social workers whose compassion compelled them to step up and take action to help those in need. It is with infinite gratitude and great pride that we honor them all tonight. On behalf of the Motion Picture and Television Fund, CEO Bob Beecher is here to accept this year's Jean Herschel Humanitarian Award.
Questlove has thrown it down tonight.
Brian, thank you for those kind words. They mean so much to us coming from a member of our MPTF. MPTF family. Jennifer, Norma, and I want to express our gratitude to David Rubin, Dawn Hudson, and the Academy Board of Governors for recognizing the Motion Picture and Television Fund tonight with this very special honor, especially since this is the first time the award has gone to an organization. Thank you to our
I was just getting ready to say, are they awarding this entire organization?
Your kind
That's
words
cool,
during
though.
the pandemic were cherished. Much appreciation to the thousands of small and large donors who sustain our charity, and to our volunteers whose contribution of their personal time is so essential to our mission. Here's to the tens and thousands of freelance workers in our entertainment community, those in front of and behind the camera. They are the heartbeat of our industry, and for 100 years, MPTF has been your safety net of support. This year alone, MPTF connected with our industry workforce over 40,000 times.
Goddamn trains.
Residents of the iconic motion picture home. They've had a very rough 12 months of social isolation. Tonight, though, they are all together, but socially distanced, and watching the Oscars. To Norma Carranza, nurse, and to Jennifer George, social worker, both of whom exemplify the best in their fields, and to the rest of our MPTF work family on the front line during the pandemic, the social workers and nurses, doctors and housekeepers, activity staff and food servers, accountants, fundraisers, IT techs, producers, HR professionals, chaplains, cooks, and landscapers. They are our industry's superheroes of 2020. This award is for them and the tens of thousands of others who have worked at MPTF over the past 100 years. It's the honor of a lifetime for all of us to work together and to receive this award. We really and truly take care of our own. And to Jean Herschel, humanitarian and our president at MPTF for 18 years, we're bringing you home tonight.
Last year, in this very theater, history was made when, for the first time, a non-English language film swept the awards, winning Best Picture, along with Best Screenplay, Best International Film, and Best Director. Presenting the Academy Award for Directing, director Bong Joon-ho from Dolby Cinema in Seoul.
Nice.
디렉팅이 뭔가, 감독이라는 직업은 도대체 뭐 하는 직업인가? 저 자신도 감독이지만 사실 이런 질문 받으면 되게 난감합니다. 이게 정색하고 얘기하기도 좀 쑥스럽고, 좀 오그라들기도 하고, 무엇보다도 이 질문 자체가 사실 짧고 명쾌하게 대답하기에는 좀 쉽지가 않은 그런 질문입니다.
What is directing? What does it really mean to be a director? I'm a director myself, but I don't really know what to say when I get asked this question. It's a little embarrassing to answer with a straight face, a bit cringy as well. But more than anything else, it's difficult to give a short and clear answer.
제가 인터뷰 중에 이런 질문을 받게 된다면 슬쩍 얼버무리거나 또는 이렇게 하는 것 같은데 제가 그 질문을 했습니다. 후보에 오른 노미네이션된 5 감독님들한테요.
When I get asked this question during an interview, I just want to gloss over the answer or run away. But this time, I was the one to ask this question to the 5 directors nominated tonight.
만일 길에서 어린아이를 붙잡고 감독이란 직업이 뭔지 20초 이내에 짧게 설명한다면 어떻게 할 것이냐 이런 질문을 보냈습니다.
The question was, if you have to explain to a random kid on the street what directing is in 20 seconds, what would you say?
5 후보 감독님들의 답변을 들어보시죠. 상당히 개인적인 답변입니다.
The 5 directors all sent their replies. The replies were something very personal.
토머스 빈터버그에게 디렉팅이란 저 아래 시커먼 물이 출렁이는 절벽 위에서 위험을 무릅쓰고 뛰어내리는 것과 같습니다. 과연 살아남을 수 있을런지 전혀 알 수가 없지만 동료 아티스트들과 함께 다 같이 뛰어내린다면 어떤 뜨거운 연대감이 치솟아오른다고 합니다. 리아 이작정 감독은 말합니다.
영화는 삶에 대한 응답이어야 합니다. 그 반대는 성립하지 않습니다. 진정 사람들에게 가까울 수 있는 스토리를 만들기 위해서 스토리텔러는 늘 우리의 실제 삶에 뿌리를 내리고 있어야만 합니다. 우리 자신을 규정짓는 껍데기를 벗겨내고 타인 입장에서 보는 체험을 선사했던 클로이 자오 감독은 말합니다. 감독이란 결국 이것저것 웬만큼은 할 줄 알지만 뭔가 하나 제대로 마스터한 것은 없는 그런 사람들입니다. 그러다 일이 꼬여가기 시작할 땐 버든 오브 드림스 같은 영화를 보면서 이런 상황에서 베르너 헤어초크 감독이라면 어떻게 할 것인가 스스로에게 물어보는 그런 존재입니다. 에메랄드 페넬 감독에게 디렉팅이란 잔혹 또는 무시무시한 것들에 대한 영원한 사랑을 마음껏 펼쳐보이는 일입니다. 에메랄드 감독이 8살 때 너 나중에 커서 뭐가 되고 싶니? 라고 엄마가 물었을 때 꼬마 에메랄드는 대뜸 이렇게 답했습니다. 전 살인사건 얘기를 좀 쓰고 싶어요. 그리고 영화 만들기에 관한 영화를 찍은 데이비드 핀처 감독은 말합니다. 어떤 하나의 씬을 찍을 때 그걸 찍는 수백 가지의 방법들이 있지만 결국에 가서는 딱 2가지 방법밖에 없다는 것을 알게 됩니다. 맞는 방법과 틀린 방법.
수상자를 발표하겠습니다.
And the Oscar goes to Chloe Zhao.
Hey, that's awesome. She deserves it too. Like I said, I just watched that movie earlier today, and the directing was amazing. I cannot wait to see the Eternals.
Oh man. Thank you to the Academy. Thank you to my brilliant nominees.
I'll watch Parasite now.
Thank you. My entire Nomadland company. What a crazy once in a lifetime journey we went on together. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful to you. I've been thinking a lot lately of how I keep going when things get hard, and I think it goes back to something I learned when I was a kid. When I was growing up in China, my dad and I used to play this game. We would memorize classic Chinese poems and texts, and we would recite it together and try to finish each other's sentences. And there's one that I remember so dearly. It's called the 3-character classics. And the first phrase goes, 人之初,性本善. People at birth are inherently good. And those 6 letters had such a great impact on me when I was a kid. And I still truly believe them today. Even though sometimes it might seem like the opposite is true, but I have always found goodness in the people I met everywhere I went in the world. So this is for anyone who has the faith and the courage to hold on to the goodness in themselves and to hold on to the goodness in each other, no matter how difficult it is to do that. And this is for you. You inspire me to keep going. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, you got me a little bit. Well, there it is. The watch commercial that comes every fucking year at the Oscars. Motherfucking Rolex or whatever. Yep, Rolex. That's great. I think her win was well deserved. I think she's probably the first. If I had to guess, probably the first. Is she the? She's not the. Well, she might be the first woman to ever win Best Director. I think, if I'm not mistaken. All I know is Chloe Zhao has already busted up all sorts of records. Last I knew, she's the most awarded filmmaker because of this movie. Across all of the award shows, she has just been pulling them in for this. And it makes a lot of sense. I mean, like I said, the directing in that movie is magnificent. I wasn't really like blown away with the movie. Like I get it, I get the appeal. Uh, it was definitely very realistic. It definitely, especially like I worked at Amazon, so those opening scenes where like Frances McDormand is working at Amazon, and just everything about it is like it's just, and like 90% of the people in the movie aren't even actors. And a lot of that, like you feel it. And like growing up in the Midwest, having worked at Amazon and all that stuff, maybe that's why I wasn't so like blown away by it, because it's like, yeah, this is life. Like I don't live the nomad life, but like this is like I think it was more a testament to Chloe Zhao's directing, is how casual the experience felt, how realistic that story felt. And like I said, the whole time I watched it, I'm just like, I cannot wait to see what she brings to Eternals later this year. She'll be a great addition to the Marvel family for sure. Oh, second trailer.
Surrender yourself to me. I have been feeling rather unwell lately. In 10 days, you will be transformed.
Well, I might have to watch that one.
There's also important.
The show actually looks kind of lit. Nine Perfect Strangers. Oh yeah, I'm definitely team Chloe Zhao for sure. That's awesome, and I'm sure she's not done winning for the night. I'm sure she's nominated for several other awards, so she might be making a few more speeches tonight. Yeah, I'm digging it, man. I'm digging it. It was cool to see. Last year our Korean director getting to pass down best director to somebody of Chinese descent. Things are changing slowly, 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 but surely. But it's good to see. It's cool to see. A poster of Parasite is up on the wall right now. Seeing Bong Joon Ho just made me want to watch Parasite again, honestly, because Parasite was fucking awesome. Definitely deserved Best Picture and Director and stuff last year for sure. Oh, Questlove.
So, in a year when half of us forgot to unmute ourselves, we were all reminded about the importance of sound. But we still only talk about watching a movie. We tell people to go and see a movie. But the best films are the ones we feel, right here. I had the privilege of being taught American Sign Language for my role
I love
in metal. And what I learned
good
from
sound
Joe,
design.
my sign instructor, was that true listening and true communication goes far beyond what we hear with our ears. It's something we do with our entire bodies. The films nominated tonight for Best Sound understood this. They moved us beyond their soundscapes. They soared even in their silences. And they struck us at our core. Here are the nominees for Achievement in Sound. Greyhound, Warren Shaw, Michael Minkler, Bo Borders, and David Wyman. Mank, Ren Kleiss, Jeremy Molland, David Parker, Nathan Nance, and Drew Cunyon. News of the World, Oliver Tarney, Mike Presswood Smith, William Miller, and John Pritchett.
I've seen none of these so far. I saw Soul. I did see Soul.
Sound of Metal, Nicolas Becker, Jaime Bakst,
I think we all know that this is going to Sound of Metal, though.
and Philip Ladd. And the Oscar goes to Sound of Metal.
Yeah, that look on his face. He knew. Yeah. I know Soul's nominated for a couple other things too. I'm I'm excited to see who wins Best Animated of the bunch.
So thank you so much for the Academy for recognizing this wonderful film. I'm sorry, my English is not very good, so I'm going to read a bit because I don't want to make problems. So thank you, Darius and Abe, for recognizing this wonderful film. No, thank you, Darius and Abe, the true master behind Sound of Metal. Thank you, Sasha and Bert, for your great support. Thank you, Reese, Paul, and Olivia, for your amazing performances. To Michael for his collaboration, to Philippe and Jeremy for their commitments, to Eki, Kari, Pietu, Yana, and their creativity, to Carolina for her writing.
Sound of Metal. I'm sure they're about to win back to back here.
Jaime, Mitch, Carlos, and I thank you, Eric, Mike, Rosanne, Rosalinda, Sabina, David, Pablo, Victoria, Cesar, Chris, Fanny, Marta, Orlando, Bruno, Carla, Constance, Anton, and Eran. We are five in the team, that's why it's a bit long. So now I would like to say something more personal. Felix once said, in the history of cinema, beyond the evolution of styles and techniques, what stays embodied in films is their human
Anybody
touch.
seen Sound of Metal? What did you think? It's one I'm looking forward to. I wanted to try to watch it today, but then I saw that they're doing the original songs during the pre-show, so I was like, well, shit, I guess I should catch those.
So thank you for that. Thank you very much.
Now, before I announce the nominees for Best Live Action Short, I've got a question for the nominees here. Can I get a quick short answer?
Ooh.
How many of you started off your career working as cast or crew on a short film? Like noticing some of you
Yes,
straight to the top. Exactly. I mean, you can always be sure the category for Best Live Action Short will showcase some.
I did see Two Distant Strangers earlier today. I think that's the only one of the live action shorts I saw, but I hope it wins because it was pretty solid. I enjoyed that a lot.
20 minutes is a miracle. If feature films or novels, short films are like poems. They have less space to work with, but the distilled vision they contain can often make even more of an impact.
Short story.
Best live action short film.
If films are like novels, then short films are probably like short stories. But you can go with the poetry thing, whatever.
The Letter, Elvira Lind and Sophia Sondervan. The Present, Farah Nablusi and Osama Bawardi. Two Distant Strangers, Trayvon Free and Martin Desleroux. White Eye, Tomer Shushan and Shira Hoffman.
I only count the one. Two Distant Strangers was on Netflix. It's still on Netflix. It's definitely worth checking out. And it won! And it won! That's awesome. You know what? I think it's well deserved. I think, yeah. Go check that thing out on Netflix. It's a short film. Won't take you too long. That's awesome. These guys look fly, too. Yeah.
Today, the police will kill 3 people. And tomorrow, the police will kill 3 people. And the day after that, the police will kill 3 people. Because
On average, the police in America every day kill 3 people, which amounts to about 1,000 people a year. And those people happen to disproportionately be black people. And James Baldwin once said, the most despicable thing a person can be is indifferent to other people's pain. And so I just ask that you please not be indifferent. Please don't be indifferent to our pain. We'd like to thank Netflix for giving our short film the chance to be seen by the world. We'd like to thank the Academy for championing the art of the short film. We'd like to thank Joey Badass, Andrew Howard, and Zaria for bringing our short film to life. And we'd like to thank Bones Bender, Sean Combs, Chris Uwana, Jesse Williams, Nick May, Van Lathan, Mickey Morris.
Yeah, I'm sure you can definitely find it somewhere else. It's the internet, you know.
And I want to thank Tony, my
Sure
mom,
you can find it somewhere. Somewhere.
thank Chelsea, my mum, and my brother. Love you too. Thank you all.
Awesome. I'm glad I watched that today. I'm glad I watched that today. There we go. Animated feature coming up. I'm hyped on that one. I only saw 2 of them. I only saw Soul and Onward. But honestly, Pixar might. It's Pixar. They usually win. But I've heard a lot of buzz for Wolfwalkers. But Apple TV, they have a hard time convincing me to go over there. It's like I know they have good shit. I know they have shit. Before the quiz, there was a quiz. Yeah, I can dig. Soul was Soul was pretty dope. I watched that Christmas morning when that came out. It's the first thing I did. I got up Christmas Day. Yeah, I don't dig on Apple TV though. Like, I don't know. They got good shit on there, but they just can't convince me to spend that money. There's so many streaming services to choose from these days. Keep losing my remote. First thing wasn't opening. No, I was up before everybody else. Nobody else was awake. Uh, it was like 5 a.m. or some shit. So I watched Soul. By the tail end of it, my family was trickling in. We're pretty low key about Christmas. Plus, like the movie theaters had been closed all year, and Christmas Day is when, like, for the first time since Tenet had been out all goddamn year, there's finally like new movies to watch. So, uh, oh shit, you know what? I think so. I think so, and that actually might convince me to get Apple TV, unless it's in theaters. In which case, I will just go see it in theaters, even if it is an Apple TV. I think Flowers of the Shadow Moon or something like that is what it's called. I don't know. I don't know. Or the I don't know. Man, yeah, yeah. I watched Two Distant Strangers earlier today, and I was like, man, that shit hit hard. I'm watching Them right now on Amazon. I got one more episode to watch. Oh fuck, you should check that one out too if you haven't seen that one. But I don't know. I I'm glad that more voices are coming into play. Like these are stories that need to be told, and Cinema, man, film. That's just what it is to me. It's a way to get these kinds of messages out there. Look at this. They heard me talking shit, so they played an Apple commercial. They're like, "Are you sure?" Them is about. I haven't seen Woke yet, but I am interested in that one. Them is about a family, a black family in the 1960s that moves from North Carolina to California to, I believe, East Compton, where they're terrorized by their white neighbors as well as like supernatural stuff. You should, man. Oh, we're back. You'll have to you'll have to keep me updated on it.
The nominees for Best Animated Short prove that while you may end up working in animation, your inspiration can come from all
Man, I
sorts
only
of
saw one of
places.
these.
Adrienne Marigo's very first favorite film was Hedgehog in the Fog, and Amory Ovise's favorite line, "You talking to me? I'm talking
The
to you."
only
Did I do that right?
animated short I saw was
Fueled movie
the
buzz and
the
inspired
school shooting one.
Agnes Loki.
Oh my
Dance
god, that
Peoples,
killed me.
Arnott
That ripped my heart
Anderson's
out.
and Gisli Donre Halderson's love affair with animation began with Star Wars. The force is very strong with those two. Eric O spent hours and hours
That
watching
was
films
that
by
was lame.
legendary animation director Miyazaki Hayao. Those hours inspired him to create the film Opera. Madeline Sharafian is a huge fan of Wes Anderson films, and her partner Michael Cabaret is a huge fan of a large Coke and a small popcorn. Both helped to fuel them to create their film, Burrow. Michael Gauvier's favorite film at 12 years old was Citizen Kane.
If anything happens, I love you. That's the name of it. Also on Netflix. So
Ordinary People, also a very intense film. Will also enjoys the unique combination of pouring milk duds into his small popcorn, which sounds awesome. Sort of like his favorite film, Ordinary People. Sort of salty and messy, definitely delicious. They both work together to give us If Anything Happens, I Love You. So, here it is. The
I
Oscar
cried so
nominated
hard
film.
after watching that movie. Actually, the whole time. Like it was a short film. It wasn't even that long. Of course they won. They should. The first time I saw that, I was like, oh, it was. Oh man, it's not that long at all. But I literally just cried from start to finish. It's just bawled my fucking eyes out. Well, I know that music. We use that here at Chase and Shep.
Thank you to the Academy. I just want to thank.
Nice. So the very few that I saw have all seemed to be winners this evening. So
It just means so much to us.
I picked good ones to watch. Apparently,
Your art astounds us. Laura Dern and Jamie Lemons, thank you for your tenacity and passion. Gary Gilbert and Gilbert Films for believing in us. Robin Klein and Jeremy Ross, our guardian angels. Lindsay Marcus, your sublime music. Peter Morgan, Jerry Chamala, Sidney Holland, Peter Ediger, Michael Babcock, Julia Rogers, and Michelle Yeoh. We were so lucky to work with you. That's how big our team was. I'd like to thank my parents, who've been my champions from the start. My wife, Eliza, I love you. Thank you to Rashida Jones, Melissa Cobb, Greg Taylor. Thank you for having the guts to believe that all stories can be told in animation. Wolf Costello, Noel Roy, Every Town for Gun Safety, Sophie Ann, and the UTA Foundation. Mom and Dad, for telling me I could do anything I believed in. I bought it. My wife, Emily Arlick, and our baby boy, Sonny McCormick, you brought me more joy than I knew was possible. We dedicate this film to all those who've lost loved ones to gun violence. We deserve better than to live in a country where more than 100 people die by gun violence every single day.
a lot of powerful stories this year at the Oscars.
We must do better. We will do better. Thank you. Thank you.
So like that's what I was saying earlier about Nomadland. Like I feel like that's why that's like the pick is like because people are like, oh, this is America. This is the heart of America. Which like they're not wrong. Like it
So
truly
you
is.
just
But
heard why our nominees for animated shorts fell in love with
I don't think it
animation.
should win Best
Me,
Picture.
I fell in love with animated movies when my mother took me to a movie theater for the very first time to see the animated movie called The Secret of Nim. I remember
experience with seeing a strong woman at the center of the film. And that is the power of really great animation. It shows you as a child that anything is possible, that you can change the world.
I'm gonna say Soul on this one. I think Soul's gonna take animated.
We have nominees here with us in person, but we want to say a special hello to those joining us from London and Kilkenny, Ireland. Here are the nominees for Best Animated Feature. Onward, Dan Scanlon and Corey Ray.
I did enjoy Onward though. That one was pretty good. Took me a while to get around to watching it, but it was good.
I had someone who looked out for me. Someone who pushed me to be more than I ever thought I could be. I never had a dad. But I always had you.
This was the scene that made me cry. Oh shit!
Glenn Keane, Jenny Wren, and Palin Chow.
I heard this was really good.
The Shaun the Sheep movie, Farmageddon. Richard Phelan, Will Beecher, and Paul Hewley.
I miss Aardman, bro. I haven't watched an Aardman movie in so long. Chicken Run used to be my fucking. That was my go-to.
Soul, Pete Docter, and Dana Murray.
Soul was a beautiful movie. It could win. It could win.
Wolfwalkers, Tom Moore, Ross Stewart, Paul Young, and Stefan Rollins.
Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Soul or Wolfwalkers?
Animated feature goes to Soul.
Soul, of course. Disney says not up on my motherfucking network. So we'll take that, thank you. Nah, Soul is good. I'm hyped because I try to get the Oscar movies, and I already got two of them. I already have Soul and Promising Young Woman.
On behalf of Dana and Kent Powers, our co-director, this film started as a love letter to jazz, but we had no idea how much jazz would teach us about life. Like, we don't get to control what happens, but we can, like a jazz musician, turn whatever happens into something of value and something of beauty. And that was certainly true of our amazing cast: Jamie Foxx, Tina Fey. You guys were amazing. Our brilliant collaborators, Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, John Batiste, this guy over there. It was just fantastic working with all you guys. Our cultural consultants, Dr. Janetta Cole, people who kept us honest and keep those characters truthful. We're really thankful to our partners at Disney who
Give us
said,
money.
hey, we want to do a film that explores the purpose of life. They're like, okay, go ahead. That's not your usual cartoon fare. And of course, to our family, Dana wants to thank
my amazing husband, my parents. I'm here because of you. I love you so much. Hazel and Murray, my babies at home, you're everything to me. We obviously have to thank the crew who made this film and even finished it from home with 7 weeks of production left. You should be up here with us, and we are just the lucky speakers. I'm not supposed to be speaking, actually.
So our main character Joe is a music teacher. We want to thank music teachers and art teachers everywhere. You, including my parents, David, Rita, and David's parents, Pam and Tom. You make the world a better place. And my wish for all of us tonight is that we could follow the example of jazz musicians. That wherever we are, whatever we have, we turn it into something beautiful. Thank you.
I can't do that. I'm like obsessed with Questlove's DJing tonight. Oh, wait a minute. Oh. You get excited when they drop Disney Plus stuff. You never know when they're going to give you a little bit of Marvel action. I'm digging it so far, gang. I think we have a fucking ways to go. This is ridiculous. I've been pretty happy with the winners so far tonight. I agree with everything. I can dig it. Oh, Zendaya. She's got my heart. She's a goddess. On the red carpet, in the perfume commercial, Euphoria, Spider-Man, you name it. Dune coming up. It's going to be awesome. I feel like the Oscars are just getting me real hyped right now. They're just like, I just want to watch a bunch of movies. Oh, they're feeding everybody. That's nice. Yeah, I don't know if. I mean, like, I'm happy Promising Young Woman won, but I'm also a little bummed that the Lucas brothers didn't win. You know, you win some, you lose some. And we're back. Running battling.
reminded by how much impact good storytelling can have at any length. Colette introduces us to a 9-year-old French resistance fighter whose then 17-year-old brother, also in the resistance, was sent to a German concentration camp by the Nazis. A concerto is a conversation.
Yeah, I didn't see none of these.
To grandfather, who made it possible for his family to dream the biggest of dreams. Hunger War takes us inside a clinic in Yemen. The result is as dizzying and as disorienting as war itself. Embedded inside an online protest for United States, the filmmaker's approach is deeply collaborative. Experimental documentary, A Love Song for Latasha, is a meditation on life and joy in the South Central neighborhood, which she spent her childhood. And the Academy Award for Best Documentary Short goes to Colette. Anthony Pacino and Elise Goyard.
Yeah, I didn't get to any of that. I don't think I saw any of the like full length documentaries this year either. I really wanted to see Time though, which I feel like is going to be the winner tonight. Although I was seeing some people say the octopus one was going to win. The My Octopus Teacher. I didn't get to it.
Thank you to the Academy. I hope the actors in the room don't mind that I have something written down here because there are all different kinds of people in the Academy. Um, Today was Colette's birthday. She was born just 22 days before the very first Oscars in 1929. So I imagine it must have been probably a crowd about this big, right? You know, uh, when we got nominated, she told us that, or she reminded us that the power of documentary filmmaking ensured that
This guy's a little awkward.
was, as she put it, no longer lost in the night and fog of the Nazi concentration camp system. And I want to say that I think it's that same power of the documentary storytelling that is going to ensure that the memory, courage, and resilience of Latasha Harlins, Horace Bowers, the innocent children of Yemen, and the protesters in Hong Kong are not forgotten. I mean, that's why we do this. That's why we make these films. So, thank you. Thank you. We're grateful that these stories and these individuals.
I feel bad. I called him out for being awkward, but his hands are shaking. He's nervous. I'd probably do the same shit.
I want to thank our amazing EP, Peter Hirschman at Electronic Arts, everyone at Electronic Arts and Respawn, and Oculus, especially Vince, Dusty, and Laura. And our producers, Annie Small and Aaron Matthews, thank you so much. To the artists, Charlie Phillips, Jess Gormley, and Lindsay Polton, we share this award with you.
And I'll just add something. This award is a tribute, and this film is a tribute to women everywhere in the world, of any ages, that who are joining hands and fight for justice. Vive Colette et vive la France!
One of tonight's documentary features nominees, Alexander Manuela, calls his approach observational storytelling, which seems like a really good definition of what a documentary should be. Their impact can be extraordinary. Here are the nominees for documentary feature.
Collective, Alexander Nanau and Bianca Buona.
Moja myśl w ogóle ja proszę, organizm proszę. Składania procesu, który zareagował na operację, bardzo postuka spiralny raportu. Tasem wyjąć raportem wnątrz, aż do domaki, unde nu erau, sau dus să renunțe.
Crip Camp, Nicole Newnham, Jim Nabrett, and Sarah Bolden.
We will no longer allow the government to oppress disabled individuals. We want the law enforced. We want no more segregation. We will accept no more discussion of segregation. And I would appreciate it if you would stop shaking your head in agreement when I don't think you understand what we are talking about.
The Mole Agent, Maite Alberdi and Marcela Santibáñez. My Octopus Teacher, Bibba Ehrlich, James Reed, and Craig Foster.
And then it just happens. I put my hand out of time, but
Whoa. I might have to watch this one.
Time, Garrett Bradley, Lauren Domino, and Kellen Quinn.
Time is when you look at babies were small, and then you look at them and you see that they have mustaches and beards, and that the biggest hope that you had was that before they turned into men, they would have a chance to be with their father.
A lot of powerful stories. A lot of powerful stories.
My Octopus Teacher.
Hell yeah.
Thank you to the Academy, and thank you to all of our incredible nominees who spent so many years, and I presume a lot of tears, making beautiful and important films and bringing them into the world. I'd like to thank Craig Foster and his family, especially Tom and Swati, who opened their hearts and supported us every step of the way.
For those counting at home, that's Netflix's 5th Oscar of the night.
I want to thank our production partners at Open Fence, especially Ellen Wendemuth and Sam Barton Humphries, who believed in this film before it was anything. We want to thank Netflix for enabling us to share our story with the world. And then our incredible Octopus team, whose arms stretch across the planet from South Africa to Amsterdam to the UK to the US. Roger and Warren for beautiful cinematography. Dan and Jinx for incredible patience in editing. Kevin and Barry and Kyle and all the people at the refinery. Helen, the incredible teacher in front, who's been in the background, supporting us the whole way along. tip of Africa. But on a more universal level, I hope that it provided a glimpse of a different kind of relationship between human beings and the natural world.
Covered it very well. It's a great and totally overwhelming honor to be here.
Made a movie about an octopus.
It's really humbling and amazing. I'd also like to thank my family, Rosie and Isabel, my mum and my two sisters, Jenny and Janice. I don't think I'd be here today without their sort of level of love and support. So thank you very much. I think final extra thank you for the Reddy, who, while he's such an enormous team making this film, in the end, it sort of began and ended with him, and it's his story. And he kind of showed us that, if a man can kind of form a friendship with an octopus, it does sort of make you wonder what else is possible. So, thank you, Craig, and cheers, everyone.
Right on. 10 more to go. 10 more to go. I want Questlove to do my wedding. That's what's up. 10 more to go. 10 more to go. I've got just from that one clip. That's the first I've seen of My Octopus Teacher. But I feel like that is just like would be a rad movie to just get stoned and watch. Just have my mind blown to bits by this friendship that forms between a human being and an octopus. It sounds like the exact kind of shit you get stoned and find yourself watching, and it just completely just like melts your mind. The time looks really good as well. I've been wanting to see that one for a little bit. Best Supporting Actress coming up. Best Supporting Actress. Will Borat 2 be an Academy Award winning film? That is the question. That is the question. Who are the contestants for Supporting Actress? What's the competition? Amanda Seyfried and Mank, Glenn Close, Hillbilly Elegy, Olivia Colman, The Father, and Yajun Yoon in Minari. I don't know. I don't know, man. I feel like it could go to anybody. I've heard so many different people say that like every single one of these people is the front runner. So it's just like, I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. Maria Bakalova is the only one I saw. Borat 2 was the only one of the supporting actress nominees that I caught myself. Anybody watch Pose? Season 3, final season dropping. I started season 1. I was really digging it. That's when I need to jump back and watch now that I'm finishing off TV shows. I just finished Lodge 49, which is fantastic. Such an underrated show. It breaks my heart that there's not going to be a season 3. I hope it's one of those shows that gets resuscitated in time, especially now that Wyatt Russell's star is like on the rise. That either means that the show will get renewed because of that, or it won't get renewed because of that, because they'll be too busy to be doing shit like that. So Wyatt Russell is somebody I am sure we will be seeing on the Oscar stage sometime soon. I'm sure. I'm sure of it. Especially when everybody's like, Of course, I saw the last episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier. We talked about it on our last Friday episode. What incredible, just what incredible art, man. I think, being a big Marvel fan, hands down, Falcon and Winter Soldier is my favorite MCU story. No doubt about it. That ending was just so moving. The imagery, Sam's speech. Sam Wilson is my Captain America. There's no doubt about that. But Wyatt Russell's performance, I've dug Wyatt Russell for a long time now. Oh, here we go, Stephen Yoon, bro, tears of joy, and for real though.
When I was 7, living in Taylor, Michigan, my mom
Stephen
took me to
Yoon,
watch
star of
the
Minari, but also star of Invincible, which is also an underrated show right now. People need to go watch Invincible.
We got to see some stuff. We got to see T-1000 get his head blown off and then form back together. And Arnold cut his arm skin to reveal a robot hand. And I just remember glancing at my mom a few times trying to see if this was okay for me to watch. And my mom playing it cool as if she meant to bring me to this movie. But maybe that's just my memory. Maybe some levels of
Oh, I'm
that,
sure,
I
man.
got to see a badass mom
I'm
interact
sure.
with future robots with her son in 1991.
I felt that that's what I talked about that on the show the other night. That Black Panther was incredible. It was a monumental moment, but he's still of African descent. He's not an African American like Sam, and that was a big thing. I think that's amazing.
Love and Monsters. Matt Sloan,
Love and Monsters, bro, unbelievable that movie got nominated for an
The
Oscar.
Midnight Sky. The Midnight Sky. Matthew Kastner,
I think that's
Christopher
crazy.
Lawrence, Max Solomon, and David Watkins. Mulan. Sean Faden, Anders Langlands, Seth Lowry, and Steve Ingram. The one and only Ivan. Nick Davis, Greg Fisher, Ben Jones, and Santiago Coloma Martinez. Adam. Andrew Jackson, David
Tenet.
Lee, Mark Ruffalo,
Boom, boom.
and Scott Fisher. And the Oscar goes to
Hey, man, but we have it now. We have it now. I think it's one of those things that transcends. I mean, it doesn't matter how old you are. I think superheroes can speak to anybody. You know, I mean, for instance, in the comics, somebody I resonate with a lot is Moon Girl, who's a 9-year-old little black girl, and I was just like, God, I love this character so much. I relate to her so much in so many different ways. But that's just the power of comics, man. The power of storytelling. It's an awesome thing. And I love that Marvel's out there, kind of trying their best to put their foot forward to make a difference in that field, make sure everybody feels represented. I'm super stoked for Shang-Chi dropping in a few months. That'll be a game changer too. Plus, I just hope I hope more people start watching Kim's Convenience because of it, because that show is like one of my favorites.
And my father, who won this same award. Thank you.
Now that it has an Oscar, Tenet is coming back to theaters 6 more times. For real, man, that's definitely what it's all about. You know, I always tell people I'm not trying to get shit rich. I just want to pay my bills and make art, man, and inspire people.
began at the local drive-in, watching the likes of Clint Eastwood and Godzilla. Our nominees for Best Supporting Actress also fell in love with movies at an early age.
Yo, Kim's Convenience is that shit. I love it. It makes me feel.
Actresses like Maggie Smith,
Everybody loves the Office, and I'm just kind of over it. And so I needed a new like feel good show, and Kim's Convenience was that for me.
Romeo and Juliet, the Leo version. Amanda, me too. For Maria Bakalova, it was all about Marilyn Monroe. She'd write out Marilyn's quote, "I'm going to be a great movie star someday." Maria, welcome. And as a young girl, Olivia Colman's family would gather at Christmas time, get popcorn, and watch The Sound of Music and Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. And for the great Glenn Close, she was entranced by classic Disney movies like Snow White and Old Yeller. And apparently paid off, she ended up being cast as Cruella de Vil. These are the nominees for the Best Supporting Actress.
Who's it going to be? Best Supporting Actress.
And the Oscar goes to Ji Jung Yoon.
Hey, Mate, look how fucking surprised she looks. That's awesome. Yo, your boy's going to be hitting up that Tuesday matinee. Minari. This woman. I was loving her on the red carpet earlier.
Mr. Pitt, finally. Nice to meet you.
That's hilarious.
While we were filming in Warsaw.
She's so funny, dude.
As you know, I'm from Korea, and actually my name is Yajong Myun, and most of European people call me Yoyong, and some of them call me Yujong. But tonight, you are all forgiven. And what was really, I would usually
A Sound of Music remake, huh?
part of the world, I used to watch the television instead of
I heard that she was a favorite, and I'm kind of glad that this is how it went down.
television, just watching like a television program for us. But me being here by myself, this I cannot believe. I'm here. Well, this, okay, let me pull myself together. Thank you for the tremendous
Yeah,
help to the
this one probably definitely threw off a few people's
for me.
Oscar ballots.
And
Somebody just lost some money. Hopefully, it wasn't you.
thank you for the
My hat's all
also to
fucking.
my family. Stephen, Isaac, Lady, and Noel Allen. We became a family. And most of all, above all, Lee Isaac Chung. Without him, I couldn't be here tonight. He was our captain and my director. So thanks to you. Tremendous thanks to you. And I'd like to thank well,
I hear Lee Isaac Chung is doing a live action remake of
Calvin Glenn
the
Close.
anime Your Name.
I've been watching her
Honestly,
show.
dude, that's actually a fantastic
So
idea.
this is just
I would actually love to see
all the
that.
nominees, 5 nominees. We are the winner for the
That would
different
actually, like, done the right way, especially with, I would have to assume you change up the music as well.
music love, I think.
But that would
I'm
be
not yet there.
an incredible,
And
an
maybe
incredible take on
the
Sound of Music.
American hospitality for the Korean actor. I'm not
I'm
sure.
all for
But
that.
anyway, thank you so much. And I'd like to thank to my two boys who make me go out and work. So, beloved son, all and all, this is the result because mommy worked so hard. And I'd like to dedicate this award for my first director, Kim Gi-young, who was very genius director that I made a movie together with him.
Word. Again, keep me updated,
I'm
man.
very happy
That
he's
sounds
still
that sounds
alive.
awesome.
Thank
That
you so
definitely sounds
much.
like something I'd watch
Thank
for
you,
sure.
everybody. Am I saying right?
Oh yeah, digging it, digging the Oscars this year. Yeah, that sounds dope. I have I pitched it to a buddy of mine recently about a short film uh, titled uh, The Fall of Prince Prosperous. It's a story of mine that's a adaptation of Edgar Allan Poe, Mask of the Red Death. Uh, that's like set in like 90s LA, around the time of the deaths of Biggie and Tupac, uh, and that kind of reminds me of the same thing. So I'm definitely that kind of audience. Like I'm definitely here for it. Y'all definitely check out the channel, man. Make sure to hit subscribe while you're here, bro. We got some big things on our way. Our goal, man, is hit the 100th Oscars. We're gonna be there. We're gonna be sitting there at the 100th Oscars. We got our series coming out. Uh, Chase and Shep's Summer Camp of Horrors, uh, which will be our first scripted series starting this summer. The goal right now is to drop those first two episodes on 4th of July for you, and then it'll be every Friday after that, uh, all the way through August into September. So we're looking forward to that. I think you guys will really enjoy that. It's a huge step up from our short film Easter Sunday. We went from the shitty '70s slasher, we're jumping into the '80s summer camp films. So it's like Wet Hot American Summer meets Cabin in the Woods. So I hope y'all are excited. It'll be a good time. I'm gonna do it right now. I'm gonna jump on this. Oh shit! I hope this doesn't like really fuck the audio. Hopefully this like still works on it. It's called The Black Perspective. What's it? I want to ask you what it's about, but I don't know. All right. How about now? Okay, cool. What are we doing? Production design? We'll see. We'll see. Sorry, I was cutting out. I was trying to hop on your channel. and it was fucking up on my phone. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, I'm stoked. I'm stoked for all your stuff, man. I'm excited to see how it all plays out. I'm gonna check your channel out.
And the Oscar goes to
Mank on the production design. Bada boom. Bada boom. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm gonna get into all that. Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. I'm looking forward to everything you're working on, man.
It's a long way down here. First of all, thank you to David Fincher, Sion Chapin, and Don Burke
Still need to check
for
out Mank.
trusting me with this amazing project. It was such an honor to work with such an amazing group of people. Thank you to my crew who worked their tails off.
Hey, got us one step closer to our goal. We're trying to hit 75 subscribers by May. So we just need one more now. Just one more before May. Quarter mile at a time, boys and girls. As old Vinny Diesel likes to remind us.
Who inspires me every day. Thank you so much. Cinematography is one of those jobs that you have absolutely heard of, but still don't quite understand completely.
I think cinematography might go to Mank.
Has the knowledge you seek. In Judas and the Black Messiah, Sean Bobbitt finds excitement in responding to what actors do when they're in a space. In Mank, Eric Smith loves predicting the moment of an actor. In News of the World, Dariush Wolski loves the nuances that the environment brings to a scene. In Nomadland, Joshua James Richards was inspired by allowing people to exist naturally within a raw landscape.
I did like Nomadland's cinematography.
Faden Papa Michael finds a visual
Papa Michael. That's one hell of a last name.
And the Oscar goes to Eric Messerschmidt.
What'd I tell you? Mank. Old Makowitz. Another one down. Let's see how many more we got left.
I wish I could cut this into 5 pieces.
Six more. 6 more awards to go.
It's such an honor to be nominated amongst all of you. It's an incredible honor. David,
It's
thank you.
just an honor.
Thank you for creating an environment where we can do our best work. And I got to go home and feel like I gave it my all every night. Thank you. Sion, thank you for the endless support. Eric Roth, thank you for the guidance. Amanda, Gary, what a privilege and a joy to watch you work. The entire cast, thank you for hitting your marks. It mattered. And this really belongs to an extraordinary crew who I couldn't do anything without. Brian, Will, Alex, Dave, Gary, Dwayne, Danny, Jerry,
easy. Thank you. And thank you to my beautiful wife, Nayara, who tolerates this crazy business and helped me get through this movie. So thank you so much. Thank you.
He didn't seem like he liked that. Heck yeah. The Academy Awards.
I'm Lin-Manuel Miranda. The first movie I ever saw in the theater with my parents was Kramer versus Kramer. I was 6 weeks old.
For cinematography, you wanted it to win? Because I'm sure Nomadland is getting ready to win a few more.
Here's a special look at my new movie, In the Heights.
Yo, I'm excited for this one. In the Heights.
Let me just listen to my blog. In July.
So we've got the sun. Ice cold piragua, pancha, china, cherry. Mira, bueno, ¿cómo está?
On these blocks, you can't walk 2 steps without bumping into someone's big plans.
No people. And I close my eyes. You made all of this? You are artists.
Start small, dream big. Because you can see a future that I can't.
I just want to see the whole world through her eyes.
I bet that was going to be a good one.
Tell the world we are not invisible.
Let's go.
There's something on your shirt.
June 11th. Same day as Loki. It's on.
We are not powerless. We are powerful.
Because only we are.
In the Heights, rated PG-13, in theaters and
I was excited for that to drop last year before the pandemic happened. And honestly, I'm just happy I get to see that one in theaters. That one, as soon as they dropped the trailer for it, I thought looked like it was one that deserved to be seen in a movie theater. And I love a good musical. I love a good musical. A good musical. A good one. Well, 6 more of these bad boys to go. I believe we got. Do you like Newsies? I have not seen Newsies. I had a friend who was like, just loved Newsies, like lived for it. But haven't seen it. There you go. You're on your way. It's more writing than I got done today. But I did start working on some music today. I figured it's about time to make an official Chase Continues release that's not just a free mixtape for once. So, opinion on the Phantom of the Opera. I'm so sorry you keep throwing ones at me. Actually, I did see the Phantom of the Opera. It's been so long though, and I don't think it's fair to judge it because I was like young at the time. I might enjoy it more now, but at the time I didn't care much for it. Sweeney Todd. I'm a big Sweeney Todd fan. I enjoy Sweeney Todd. Across the Universe is a favorite of mine. What are other ones? La La Land. Gotta love La La Land. I really enjoy that one. High School Musical's that shit though. I grew up with it, so even at that age, like where I was jealous that like all the girls were loving on Zac Efron and stuff. Like You know, Zac Efron's my boy now. I think he's hilarious. Across the Universe was a big one for me. Across the Universe was a big influence on me. It's definitely one of my favorites. I just upgraded my DVD copy to Blu-ray because it's worth it. It's worth it. It's such a feast for the eyes. I always wanted them to do like a stage version of it. Oh, for sure, La La Land. I love that director. He did Whiplash as well, Damien Chazelle. La La Land was beautiful. It had great music. Harrison Ford, who they're bringing back for a fifth Indiana Jones, which I'll be damned. I'll be damned.
I want to share some notes, some editorial suggestions that were prepared after the screening of
Oh, you definitely need to watch Whiplash. Whiplash is one of the greatest films of all time. Definitely one of the best directed movies of all time.
Chucky. Why is this voiceover track so terrible? It sounds drugged. Were they all on drugs? Deckard at the piano is interminable. Flashback dialogue confusing. Is he listening to a tape? Why do we need the third cut of the eggs? The synagogue music is awful on the street. We've got to use Vangelis. Up to Zora's death, the movie is deadly dull. This movie gets worse every screening. That movie was called Blade Runner.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm cool with that though. I dig Indy. It's been a while since I've watched Indiana Jones, but I dig it.
Why the editing process can often get a little complicated. The possibilities may seem.
Shouts out to the editors out there.
But the editor will work.
I don't think so. I predict Chadwick Boseman is going to win.
To make thousands of choices, placing the right piece of the right length in the right order.
I love editing it. It feels like putting a puzzle together.
Wants to be. It's an extremely difficult process, not for the impatient,
But I also hate it.
faint of heart. You've got to really love making movies. Tonight's nominees for Best Film Editing are The Father, Yorgos Lanthimos, Nomadland, Chloe Zhao,
Let's see. Will Chloe Zhao win her second Academy Award tonight?
Frederic Torreball, Sound of Metal, Mikkel E.G. Nielsen, The Trial of the Chicago Seven, Alan Baumgarten, and the Oscar goes to Sound of Metal.
So what's that? Sound of Metal. Five more to go.
Thank you, Academy. And fellow nominees, you're an inspiration for me. I'm from Denmark.
Um,
I would like to.
who do I think will win Best Picture? I think Nomadland is going to win, although Minari could be the upset. Although I hear like Trial of the Chicago 7 is everybody's like second pick.
That's amazing. This is what you get. So just continue doing it. I'd like to
I'm
thank
looking for the list of nominees.
and Angus,
Yeah,
and
I
my
don't know.
amazing assistant Alex, and my
I don't know.
whole
Every year at the Oscars, like I'll see a movie and I just get that feeling that it's like, oh, like this is it. This is Best Picture. And I didn't get the chance to see all of them this year, but the ones I did see, I never got that feeling of like this is it. This is Best Picture of the
for
year.
sharing your enormous talents, the deaf community for inviting me in. Some very inspiring and rewarding words. I would like to thank
Honestly, I guess the closest I felt
families,
to that was probably
my
Trial of the
parents,
Chicago 7 of the ones that I saw.
my sisters, my wife Shipit, and my kids Mingus and Ella.
I really enjoyed
They
Judas
always
and the
allowed
Black
me
Messiah,
inside
but I was like,
my big love affair editing.
I didn't think it was Best Picture,
But
you
one
know.
above all,
But I wouldn't be mad if it won. You know, I just didn't think
thank you for
it
your
was Best
incredible
Picture.
vision.
You know what I mean?
Thank you for inviting me on this.
But Minari, I haven't even seen it, but I'd be okay with it winning. I just feel like that might have been the one.
It's been like following a rainbow for me, and today I feel like we found the gold. Thank you.
Academy Award winner, Viola Davis. Maya Angelou once said, each one of us has lived through some devastation, some loneliness, some weather superstorm or spiritual superstorm. When we look at each other, we must say, I understand. I understand how you feel.
Oh fuck! They haven't even done the memorial yet.
My great friend, filmmaker, and philanthropist Tyler Perry personifies empathy. Tyler knows what it is to be hungry, to be without a home, to feel unsafe and uncertain. So when he buys groceries for 1,000 of his neighbors, supports a women's shelter, or quietly pays
Right now they're
tuition
doing
for a working student,
another
Tyler
humanitarian
becomes a
award,
place of shared
but they still need to
experience.
do
Tyler paid for
Best
the
Actor,
funerals of the Black
Best
men
Picture,
whose names were on the placards at marches.
Best Actress,
In Atlanta, where his film
Best
studios
Film Editing,
employ
and then both of
thousands,
the
he
music,
created
the
Camp
score and the song.
Quarantine, making it possible to safely continue making a living. Everyone in Tyler's camp has been given access to the vaccine, and this was just in the past year.
The most generous person that I knew growing up was clearly my mother. She taught me to never look for somebody else to be the hero and never sit around waiting for chariots. Find a way, find a way. She'd say, Junior, you find a way. When in that finding a way, she would always encourage me to help someone else. I remember getting out of bed and literally stepping on someone on the floor. And I'd go in the kitchen and go, what these people? They needed a place to stay. She didn't have much, but whatever she had, she was willing to share. So that's very much in my DNA.
It is how he was raised. That if somebody reaches out, then you reach out to somebody else, and they'll reach out to somebody else.
Leslie Odom Jr., huh? I didn't see One Night in Miami.
I'm always the person that says, okay, this is
I
how
wanted to.
what do we do to fix it? How do we fight it?
He fed all these people during the pandemic. He made sure people
They're all still
had
on my
what
list.
they needed.
It's the great thing about all of them streaming this year. They're also readily available.
I don't want to have a foundation that is targeted in one specific thing because the need is so great all over many things. Battered women, trafficked children, poverty, homelessness, addiction, whatever we can do, wherever we can show up to help.
There's no caring.
I think our King Chadwick Boseman deserves it. I think his performance was incredible. Even, you know, that, like, it's not even one of those situations where, like, oh, he died, so he should get it. Like, no, like, you know, it's crazy to think that he was dying. Like, that is the most alive, like, I have ever felt Chadwick Boseman be in a performance. And I think he deserves it.
You could ask from any human, and that is to care about your fellow human beings.
Goes back to
to present to you the Jean Herschel's Humanitarian Award.
They must give a few of these out. Dude, can we even talk about, like, Delroy Lindo not even getting nominated? Like, what the fuck? Man, Defy Bloods is getting ready to be mentioned for original score, and that's all it got nominated for? Like, that movie was so good, dude. That movie was so... It's definitely one of my favorite Spike Lee movies, for sure. And Delroy Lindo, man. It was... I don't give a fuck what these people say. Delroy Lindo was best supporting actor 2021. Defy Bloods.
And I was walking to my car one day and I see this woman coming up out of the corner of my eye. And I say, she's homeless, let me give her some money. Judgment. I wish I had time to talk about judgment. Anyway, I reach in my pocket and I'm about to give her the money. She says, excuse me, sir, do you have any shoes? It stopped me cold because I remember being homeless and having one pair of shoes and they were bent over at the heels. So I was like, yeah. So I took her into the studio. She was hesitant to go in, but we went in. We go to wardrobe and there are all these boxes and everything around the walls and fabrics and racks of clothes. So we ended up having to stand in the middle of the floor. So as we're standing there, wardrobe, we find some shoes, we have to put them on. I stand up. I'm waiting for her to look up. And all this time she's looking down. She finally looks up. She's got tears in her eyes. She said, thank you, Jesus. My feet are off the ground. In that moment, I recall her saying to me, I thought you would hate me for asking. I'm like, how can I hate you when I used to be you? How can I hate you when I had a mother who grew up in a Jim Crow South in Louisiana, rural Louisiana, right across the border from Mississippi, who at 9 or 10 years old was grieving the death of Emmett Till. As she got a little bit older, she was grieving the death of the civil rights boys and the little girls who were in the bombing in Alabama. She grieved all these years. And I remember being a little boy and coming home, and she was at home, like, what are you doing at home? You're supposed to be at work. She was in tears that day. She said there was a bomb threat. And she couldn't believe that someone wanted to blow up this place where she worked, where she took care of all these towers. It was the Jewish Community Center. My mother taught me to refuse hate. She taught me to refuse blanket judgment. And in this time, and with all of the internet and social media and algorithms and everything that wants us to think a certain way, the 24-hour news cycle, it is my hope that all of us would teach our kids, and I want to remember, just refuse hate. Don't hate anybody. I refuse to hate someone because they are Mexican or because they are black or white or LGBTQ. I refuse to hate someone because they are a police officer. I refuse to hate someone because they are Asian. I would hope that we would refuse hate. And I want to take this Jean Herschel Humanitarian Award and dedicate it to anyone who wants to stand in the middle, no matter what's around the walls, stand in the middle, because that's where healing happens. That's where conversation happens. That's where change happens. It happens in the middle. So anyone who wants to meet me in the middle, to refuse hate, to refuse blanket judgment, and to help lift someone's feet off the ground, this one is for you too. God bless you, and thank you, Academy. I appreciate it.
That was a damn good speech. Damn good speech. People can talk all the shit they want on Tyler Perry, but he's a good dude. He's done a lot. You know, the Oscars always be taking forever, though. You know. Brought to you by Cadillac. Yeah, they got 5 more awards to do, and I know they have to do the in memoriam still, so that'll take some time. Yeah, that one will be rough. We lost a lot of people last year. I enjoyed it. It wasn't a movie that I was like super hyped on because I have not seen the original West Side Story, and I'd like to before I see this one. Um, but that trailer definitely piqued my interest. I think it looks gorgeous. Oh, I definitely think I definitely I cried during the in memoriam as well. I think this year they're definitely going to get me. If MF Doom isn't in this motherfucker though, we riot because well we can't go judge him if we haven't seen it yet. You never know. Sometimes it's flip flop. Sometimes the originals are better. Sometimes the remakes are better. I mean that's I think that's the case for a lot of people. I think a lot of people really love West Side Story, which is why it's a classic. It's on my list of shame. I haven't seen it yet. Uh, but it is one I will definitely watch it by the end of this year before the new one comes out. But yeah, you never know. Remakes and originals, it can go either way. Like for instance, Mortal Kombat just came out, and Shep and I both prefer the original over the remake. Even though the remake is super dope, there's like dope things in both of these movies. There's a better Mortal Kombat movie that exists right between those two, but that's not so much an example of one or the other as just like a weird 50-50 kind of remake original situation. You don't get that a whole lot. It's usually one or the other. See, y'all are making me admit to all of these like classic films I haven't seen because I haven't seen the original The Thing. I'm not gonna lie, and it's kind of fucked because John Carpenter has been a big part of my life with the Halloween movies and stuff. Hold on, Zendaya's here, my my future wife.
They needed music, and music needed them right back. These are the nominees for Best Score.
I love this fucking movie. A goddess, a goddess.
Make by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. Minari by Emile Mosseri. News of the World by James Newton Howard. Soul by Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross, and John Batiste. And the Oscar goes to
And two times.
Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross, and John Batiste.
It's got to feel good when you're nominated two times. Like when you are when you're on the ballot twice. I'd be feeling pretty good about my chances of winning. There's two for Soul. Zendaya is my wife. God damn, I wish. No. In an alternate timeline, I suppose. Or maybe this timeline. Who knows?
It's the same 12 notes Duke Ellington had, Bach had. It's the same 12. Nina Simone and all the nominees. I just want to first point out that every gift is special. Every contribution with music that comes from the divine into the instruments.
God, how many Oscars do Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross have now? I've been fucking with their music since they did The Social Network. That's one of my favorite original scores.
Man, it's just so incredibly special.
Yeah, see, we all have our alternate timeline spouses.
and say that I'm incredibly, I'm speaking for all of us, we are incredibly humbled and grateful to the Academy for this recognition, and I'm just thankful to God for those 12 notes, man. That's so dope. Thank you to my parents, Suliza, for your support and love, coming here with me. Flew on the plane first time in a year. My parents took me around clubs in New Orleans when I was 10 years old. Put me in piano lessons with Shirley, William. Just so much has happened. This moment is a culmination of a series of miracles. And I just can't even go into all of it. We wouldn't have much time, but it's just so incredibly powerful to be standing here in the lineage that we come from, in the lineage in this film. The collaborators on this film are the best that you could have ever asked for. The most generous, rigorously visionary collaborator. Pete Docter I love this man. Pete Docter, he's a genius and a visionary. Dana Murray, Kemp Powers, Tom McDougal at Disney, thank you for welcoming us to the family with open arms. So much of a true collaborative process. My team, thank y'all for just dealing with me because I get ideas all the time, changing direction. Y'all holding me down, Michael, Chris, Adam, all the people. And thank y'all so much for doing what y'all do and putting it on the line, putting yourself out there. It's hard to put yourself out there. Just thank y'all for putting yourself out there. I'm a fan of like everybody here. So much love, much light to you. I love you even if I don't know you. Later on.
Best score just went to Soul. Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross, and John Batiste.
When the right song becomes a part of the right movie, it stays with us forever. You can never hear that song again without thinking about its movie partner. That is the power of music. Although most of the nominees...
Zendaya is going to get an Oscar one of these days, too.
Joining us from Sweden. So here are the nominees for Best Song.
There's your Leslie Odom Jr. I don't know. I really dug the song from Trial of the Chicago 7. That's my pick right now for best song. This one. I hope this one wins. I like this one a lot. I mean, this song is dope too. Do I like the other one better? Fucking Will Ferrell, man. The song from a Will Ferrell movie. Okay, I'm not. This is always where I get personally fucked every year. Like whatever I want to win, like usually isn't the choice. Nah, I'm cool with this one winning. This one was good too, but I definitely like the Trial of the Chicago 7 song a lot better.
So grateful, not only to win, but to be a part of such an important story. So thank you so much. Thank you to the Academy. I've always wanted to say that. And of course, my collaborators, D. Mile and Tierra Thomas. The song wouldn't be what it was without them. Of course, I have to thank God for
gifts, and my parents, my beautiful mother who's here with me today, and my father at home, all those days of listening to Sly and the Family Stone and Curtis Mayfield and Marvin Gaye, they really paid off. So thank you, Dad. Thank you so much to Archie and Shaka King and everybody that was involved in this movie and gave me the call and gave us the call to do this record. I'm so grateful. I just want to say this, musicians, filmmakers, I believe we have an opportunity and a responsibility to me to tell the truth and to write history the way that it was and how it connects us to today and what we see going on in the world today. And yeah, I have no words. I'm just so happy and grateful. And yeah, knowledge is power. Music is power. And as long as I'm standing, I'm always going to fight for us. I'm always going to fight for my people and fight for what's right. And I think that's what music does, and that's what storytelling does. So thank you so much. Thank you.
3 left. 3 to go. 3 to go.
Congratulations to her. What's up, y'all? I think it's time to play a game. We're going to play a game called Questlove's Oscar Trivia. And here to help us is my boy, Lil Rel. All right.
See?
What's up,
Bringing
everybody?
back Lil Rel.
I'm talking to everybody. How y'all doing? You good? First of all, congratulations to her and Judas and the Black Messiah family. I'm so happy for her, Daniel. But look, that's not about there right now. We about to play a game, okay? Quest is gonna play a song from a movie, and we're gonna try to figure out if it was an Oscar nominee, an Oscar winner, or none of the above. Okay? I'm gonna ask somebody else to figure out what we're talking to. It's gonna be a fun game. Don't look nervous. I just ain't nobody talk to y'all no more. Y'all okay? Where's my real? So I'm gonna find somebody. I gotta find somebody who's into music, though. Let me see. Oh, see, I gotta go to my girl over here. Hey, Andrew Day, you wanna play this game with me? You ready for this? Give up my phone. That's the mic hand because we gotta can't share mics. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. You ready? Questlove, play the song. Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's a winner.
Oh, okay. Let me ask you this: is this an Oscar winner, or just an Oscar nominee, or none of the above?
I mean, it's a brilliant song. It probably wasn't even.
It is, right? Because it wasn't nominated actually.
Dang.
No, the score won the award, but none of the songs from the score got nominated. Ain't that crazy?
That sounded about right here.
Oh, I was wrong.
I don't know how much that's gonna cost y'all ABC, but it happened. You're in the train station, you don't know what you're gonna hear. All right, let me see. Let me find somebody else to play this game with. Okay, I gotta go with my boy. You know what I'm saying? See, now I need you to save me now. You know what I'm saying? Because that was crazy over there. It's now for me to save you. You know, everybody know I saved this brother. Yeah, you did. I saved you. Me out of the house. I stole a car from my job. Drove it to the woods. And picked you up. We drove off. Yes, we did. Into the sunset. Never happen again. Never. I would never get caught with a woman like that again. Okay, here we go, brother. You ready for this? Yeah. Also, man, you won an Oscar tonight, bro. I know, it's crazy. It's gonna be crazy tonight.
These dudes are gonna get so lit tonight.
She said you're too young. Glenn told me I was too young. She wrote me in the pocket real quick. You're too young. Sit down. Oscar winner, Oscar nominee, or none of the above? Nominee. A nominee? Nominee. No, they won. Yeah, they won an Oscar. No, someone won. Oh, no, they know that. Nominee.
That was funny.
The Last Dance is an Oscar-winning song. Donna Summer did that. Give it up for Donna Summer, legendary. They got Donna Summer. want to suck the place again, man. All right, you know where I'm going to? I'm going to Glenn Close on this one. The icon. Are you ready for this?
Yeah,
And you told him he was too young, but down the summer song.
he was.
I'm a channel. I think we got something. I don't know. Questlove, just play it. Let me see. Here we go. She don't know nothing about
Wait a second, wait a second. Wait a second, I know that's the butt. It's the butt, I know that. The butt was, wait a second, it was a classic song by the great Washington, D.C. go-go band EU. So, yeah, and shout outs to Sugar Bear and the Backyard Band and the whole DMV. So anyway, so wait, no, I remember this. So Spike Lee, had it written for his brilliant movie School Days, and my friends at the Oscars missed it, and it wasn't nominated, so it couldn't have won, which I think is.
The internet will have a heyday with that one too. That was wild. That was wild. But it proves my point. Lil Rel.
Just over the past few years, I've been working hard, directing my first film, and here is a look
Oh
at
no
my
shit.
directorial debut, Summer Soul. Thank you.
I wish this Trank would shut up back here. First trailer for Questlove's movie.
You will not be able to stay home, brother. The revolution will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised. The revolution will be on reverse, brothers. The revolution will be live. Summer Soul, rated PG-13. Watch the trailer now.
Nice. Nice. Three more to go. Still. Three more to go. Good stuff. Good stuff. It's just ridiculous how long this shit takes, though. Freaking hungry. I wasn't prepared. I even said at the beginning of this thing, make sure you got your snacks and your drinks. I don't have none of that around me. None of that around me. Oh boy. It's past my bedtime. For sure. For sure. Tomorrow night, Chase and Shep Show 100th episode. Official episode. 100th official episode, I should say. Because we do shit like this sometimes. They may throw off the count if we counted them as official episodes.
Back when they used to have hosts, which I guess they don't want anymore, which has nothing to do with me, right?
Hmm.
Arnold Schwarzenegger and Guillermo interviews the stars of the Oscars.
We'll continue in a moment. Yeah, they're definitely gonna milk these last 3 awards. I'm sure of it. I think we got best picture, and then I think actor and actress. Yeah, yeah. All the ad cutaways, and then also the like I said, we still got to do the in memoriam too. So all we can hope for is that they come back and they're just like, and here's best actor, and here's best actress. Let's try to move this along. You know.
There's a reason we put so much care into our food. That reason is you. Welcome to Delicious.
Oh, fuck, Culver sounds delicious. I hate it when ads work. I hate it when commercials like get to me. And they're just like, look at this juicy burger. And I'm like, fuck, I could really go for a juicy burger. McDonald's has been doing it to me with the fries, like especially the Brian Cox commercials that are like, ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Yeah. Like I hear those, I'm like, shit, I could really go for some French fries from McDonald's.
Millions of dollars spent on a second Springfield water source. We'll tell you why tonight.
Oh, and we're back. Oh, well, if Angela Bassett's here, it's probably time for the memoriam. Yep. Here we go. Get your tear ducts
We
ready.
exist temporarily through what we take, but we live forever through what we give. In 2020, we were united by loss. As of April 25th, 2021, there were recorded over 3 million souls lost around the world with COVID alone. Considering the enormity of our collective loss and the often incomprehensible times we're living through, we wish to also acknowledge those precious lives lost to the violence of inequality, injustice, hatred, racism, and poverty. To all of those who left our lives too soon, we cherish the moments that we had the honor of having with you. Tonight, we want to celebrate the artists who gave us permission to dream, the technical pioneers and innovators who expanded our experience of movie love. Let us as one community say, thank you. You will remain as we remember you in our hearts always.
Here we go.
As around the sun, the earth never ceases revolving, and the rosebuds know the bloom in early May. Just as hate knows love's a cure, you can rest your mind assured that I'll be loving you always. As now can't reveal the mystery of tomorrow.
God, so many people last year.
Just as all that's born is new, you know what I say is true, and I'll be loving you always. Until the rainbow burns the star in the sky. Always. Until the ocean covers every mountain high. Always. Until the dolphin flies and perish in the sea. Until we dream of life and life becomes a dream.
Questlove isn't going to let the memoriam stop him from fucking rocking this thing out. Oh yeah, I like that. Yeah, definitely went with a vibe that was more like a celebration of life, which I definitely kind of thought going into this that that's what they were going to do, because that's been the vibe all night. Is just kind of celebrating life and being a little more positive. So I kind of like that. I like that that's what they did for the in memoriam, uh, rather than the sad affair that it sometimes can be. So I love Coco. Coco's like one of my favorite movies. Also an Academy Award winning film. Uh, it's just beautiful, man. It makes me cry every time because it's just such a beautiful movie. These commercials need to watch it. Playing these songs for too long, I'm gonna get flagged on fucking YouTube for copyrights. It is what it is. All right, we still have 3 awards left to go. Uh, Yet to be seen. Uh, yeah, I still don't think and maybe I missed it, and maybe he's left off the list because he didn't do much movie stuff. But like, I don't know. I think MF Doom should have been on the list. It's just me. It's just me. I did see they threw DMX in there at the end, so that was nice. But that I'm doubling down because of the DMX. The MF Doom should have been on there. And if I missed him, then that's just that's my bad. But if he wasn't on there, he should have been. Yeah, gotta show that Rolex commercial 50 times. That's like I feel like that's a staple of the Oscars these past several years. It's the fucking Rolex commercial. So we got actor, actress, and picture left to go. I'm thinking, uh, man, I don't know. Actress could be anybody, man. It is anybody's game. My pick is Andrew Day. I'd like to see Andrew Day win. Chadwick Boseman take actor, and Nomadland will probably take Best Picture. Are they going to do picture before the actors? That's interesting.
Best Supporting Actress.
Ah, okay. I was like, what the hell?
Among its other smaller awards was Best Picture of the Year, and that is what I am here
to present.
Oh, here we go. I guess they're doing best. I guess they're doing best picture now. Interesting.
I don't know what she's cooking up against me, but she's cooking something up. She's cooking
Oh,
something up that I do know. See, I suspect she must have been at home for Ah, yes, I've seen the signs. But let me be absolutely clear. I'm not leaving my flat. I am not leaving my flat. This isn't your flat, Anthony.
Judas and the Black Messiah, Shaka King, Charles D. King, and Ryan Coogler, producers.
It's not a question of violence or non-violence. It's a question of resistance to fascism or non-existence within fascism. You can murder a liberator, but you can't murder liberation. You can murder revolutionary, but you can't murder revolution.
He earned that Oscar, every bit of it.
Mank, Sian Chafin, Eric Roth, and Douglas Urbanski, producers.
You are my words, sir. The Wizard of Oz is gonna take that studio.
Sleep. You're driving to New York tomorrow.
Remember when you used to take trains?
Still haven't seen Mank.
I'd sneak aboard an Albuquerque and climb into your compartment naked.
I also remember how I spent my honeymoon in Berlin with hookers running up and down the stairs all night because my dashing correspondent couldn't afford a nice hotel.
Were those the days?
Yeah. And the nights weren't bad either.
Minari, Christina O, producer.
베이비, 우리가 그 스튜피드 스틱 썼어? 어떻게 찾았어?
머리를 썼지.
머리를 썼지. 또.
Nomadland, Francis McDormand, Peter Spears, Molly Dasher, Dan Janvey, and Chloe Zhao, producers.
It was a beautiful movie. It was a beautiful movie. R.I.P. Swanky.
My friends will gather around the fire and toss a rock into the fire in memory of me. Oh, let's see something neat.
Promising Young Woman, Ben Browning, Ashley Fox, Emerald Fennell, and Josie McNamara, producers.
I can do it again and be better.
You want milk?
Pardon?
In your coffee?
No, but you can spit in it if you want. I deserve that. Thank you.
Yeah, that movie definitely deserved an original screenplay because the ending was nuts.
On a date?
Seriously, I just spat in your coffee.
Sound of Metal, Baird Hammerling, and Sacha Ben Aroche, producers.
It's tough. But just to buy back my RV. You know, me and Lou. It's screwed. That's all. Oh. And I can totally pay back. Just, I've got an issue with time. Ruben. I don't understand the situation that you put yourself in. But from where I'm sitting, you look and sound like an addict. No. It's not an addict.
The the Chicago 7, Mark Platt and Stuart Besser, producers.
It's a yes or no question. When you came to Chicago, were you hoping for a confrontation with the police?
My exciting connection to Trial of the Chicago 7. My friend she used to live right next to Grant Park. She FaceTimed me while they were filming. So I got to see a little bit of it, the Grant Park action.
Nomadland.
There you go. There you have it, Nomadland. No shock there. No surprise there. It's interesting that they flipped it, though, that they did picture before the acting ones.
On behalf of my fellow producers, Peter Spear, Molly Ashert and Genevieve, and the one and only Frances McDormand, we thank the Academy, and we thank our brilliant fellow nominees, and we thank all the hearts and hands that come together to make this movie. From Searchlight Pictures, Jessica Gooder, who trusted us with her beautiful book, to our brilliant cinematographer Joshua James Richards, and to the entire Nomadland company. We want to show our deepest gratitude to Linda May, Swanky, Bob Wells, and his nomadic community, all the people we met on the road. Thank you for teaching us the power of resilience and hope, and for reminding us what true kindness looks like. And now I give you Fern.
No, I'm not. I'm Fran. Please watch our movie on the largest screen possible, and one day, very, very soon, take everyone you know into a theater, shoulder to shoulder, in that dark space, and watch every film that's represented here tonight. We give this one to our wolf.
Yeah, interesting that they flipped it this year. Very interesting. It's awesome. Two more left. Finally, at long last. We're almost done. We're almost done, boys and girls. Two more left. Actor and actress. Nomadland is your best picture of 2020. Glad I watched it today. Finally got around to it. It was definitely, it's a beautiful movie. For sure. You see my energy levels dropping. I'm just like, yeah. I definitely dig the style of the Oscars this year. I know I've said that a lot, but I wouldn't mind if they continued this trend moving forward. This trend of making it seem cinematic, kind of doing something new with it. And here we go.
I'm here to present the Oscar for Best Actress. The Academy's recognized some outstanding performances this year.
They're switching that up on us too. Interesting.
Tonight, Viola Davis is nominated for bringing to life another of that great American playwright's work as the lead actress in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. You were luminous in that role, Viola. Andrew Day. It's hard to believe the United States versus Billie Holiday is your first major film role. You seamlessly embodied the icon and reminded us that Billie Holiday was a survivor and a fighter. Vanessa Kirby. You went there for your performance in Pieces of a Woman, which is why your peers have recognized this fearless and vulnerable performance. Frances McDormand. In this untethered moment, we needed your performance in No Man's Land. You took us into a world hiding in plain sight with charisma and endearing transparency. Carey Mulligan. You knew the risk you were taking with Promising Young Woman. Congratulations on a performance that was painful, witty, and powerful. And the Oscar for Best Actress goes to Frances McDormand.
Well, that does not surprise me. That does not surprise me, especially having watched Nomadland earlier today. Uh, as I was watching it, I was like, I'd almost bet Frances McDormand wins Best Actress because her performance was just so grounded and real.
Look, they didn't have to, but if they had, I would have said karaoke because when you got voices like Leslie and Marcus, and that we should have had a karaoke bar. Okay, I have no words. My voice is in my sword. We know the sword is our work, and I like work. Thank you for knowing that, and thanks for this.
Short and sweet. Short and sweet. It's been a minute since I watched Joker. I need to revisit that one. So.
I'm here to present the award for actor, and I'm supposed to talk about acting, and specifically the transformative moment when an actor discovers the character and fully embodies it. But I don't really know anything about that. I don't think that I've ever really had that experience. So I think the only thing that I can say with sincerity is that when I watch these 5 performances, I feel inspired, and it's a shame that we have to choose just one. So the nominees for actor are Anthony Hopkins, the father, Riz Ahmed, Sound of Metal, Chadwick Boseman, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom,
Chadwick Boseman.
Gary Oldman, Mank, Stephen Young, Minari. And the Academy Award for actor goes to Anthony Hopkins, the father.
What the
Congratulations,
fuck?
and accepts the
No shit. No shit. Oh my.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you for joining us tonight at the 93rd Oscars. Congratulations to all of our nominees and our winners. There's nothing like celebrating our movie love together. My name is Questlove, and it's been an honor to be your musical director tonight. Stay tuned for Oscars After Dark. Good night.
Well, holy shit, ladies and gentlemen. Holy shit. If I was falling asleep, that woke me the fuck up. Wow. Wow. What an upset. Whoa. Whoa. Apparently, I'm going to have to check out The Father, see how good it is. Because I thought Chadwick Boseman definitely deserved it. And I'm so shocked. I am genuinely shocked at that. Damn. Damn. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was the Oscars. One big old surprise to end the night on. Well, for those of you that joined me through all of this, thanks. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for watching with me. It's been real. We'll catch you tomorrow for the 100th episode of Chase Shep, Mental Health Monday. See you then.